Right. You hear these athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for. It sets it up bad for us. We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. That ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead.
Now, now a woman that got a job walk, with security. Am I right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? They walking in the nightclub going, honey, I don't give a fuck, I don't meet nobody nowhere. Because I'm going to the credit union tomorrow. I don't need nobody to tell me shit. I buy my own damn shit. That's right. And that's the kind I want to meet.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town? I can't hear you.
Can I get an amen? I cannot believe it.
Okay? Don't ever.
That's not your hair. Take that pile of shit off your hair. You just go too far with the camera.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no.
Yeah. Give me some love, baby. You know what I'm
Man, yes, sir.
They just don't know. We keep treating these men like they are boys.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
You're just a flightless bird.
Yes. Let's do it, man. Y'all know it's rough on me, man. Doing this shit, man. Y'all know it's rough on the player. I try to bring this workout. And then I often say to myself, yo, I'm doing this shit for nothing, right? I say to myself, right? And then I watch some other YouTubes and brothers be like, yo, we got to find out what make women tick. We got to, women doing this and that. And it's just, brothers are so close, but so behind. I mean, it's so Old Testament. And I sit there and say, damn, man, I'm going to do a live stream because I don't even give a fuck. Like, niggas going to get this work. So I go through a lot, even wanting to do this shit. I can't get my 1,000 subs. So I said, well, let me take out my little bit of time and get this done here. And once I think about it, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not going to do the content that you niggas, like. I understand. Not my players. I'm talking about the regular people. I'm not going to do like women. Yo, bro, you're still worried about what makes women tick. Well, it doesn't take far to see what makes them tick. What every man is looking for, if you ask me, every man is looking for women to be like, I would say a white housewife. And that shit don't exist in the black community, man. So once again, this always brings me back. What do the men want out of these bitches? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro. You want box? Well, do you want a girl? Do you want to live with a woman? Do you want to hang out with a woman? How many times a week can you sit around a bitch longer than 2 hours? I mean, it's funny, man. It's funny because I watch the content and the men, they are the supportive ones and they have the most grievances, but they never say what they want. So, as a man, y'all know what it is. I'm not gonna get any women over here talking to me because we talking some rough stuff over here. And the men. Whew, I'm still here to help the brothers. Let's go. Fuck it.
I have my notes here because there's so much information. Okay. So I've had a hysterectomy at the age of 32, so last year, and it was really the hardest thing I've ever been through my life so far. Okay. It was really.
So let's get this class in session. So you sit around and you let women tell you they've been through this and they've been through that and they go through so much and there's an agenda, but you don't even know. She just told you she went through something on her own that was the hardest thing that she ever been through, and you don't even have a clue of what it is. So you're sitting there letting bitches say, well, you know, black women go through so much, and you brothers sit there and show decency and respect, which is cool, but she's sitting there lying to you.
Really intense. So let's get started. Why did I get a hysterectomy? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you like a quick background story. I've had my period really, really early. I was 8 years old. And my period, I was really lucky so far because my periods were relatively easy. I didn't have any symptoms, no pain, nothing. It was always like, oh, hi, oh, welcome back. So that was pretty much from 8 years old all the way to like fast forward 28. Okay, so absolutely bliss period. I cannot complain, nothing at all. No, not even PMSing really. It's just like normal life. My periods were always like 5 days, showing up like right on time every 21 days. So my cycle was like 26 days. Every 21 days, my period would show up for 5 days, and I could calculate my periods like 5 years down the lane. That's how consistent and not.
Let's stop the show real quick. You know, if she her age from anywhere from 8 to say 13, she was, I'm gonna say it, she was an ugly child. Let's go.
Unproblematic everything was. So fast forward to 28, everything changed. I went to my gyneco to do like I had an IUD then, and I wanted to be.
Here we go, fellas. Class is in session. I know these bitches talk fast. Don't let them talk too fast, players. Let's slow this down. Now, she said she had an early period cycle and everything was good, right? Regular, decent woman, you know, pussy, growing up, everything's fine. What did she decide to do, class? She decided to get an IUD. Why, Prince? Stupid. Want to fuck raw and not have any responsibility. So she puts an unidentified flying object in her pussy. Let's go.
Everything was. So fast forward to 28, everything changed. I went to my gyneco to do like I had an IUD then, and I wanted to remove it because it really wasn't working for me. And this is when I had the Cooper guard, the Paragard. Anyways, the Cooper one, right? The non-hormonal one.
Okay, so she put the copper one in. Sometimes they do titanium, sometimes they do copper. Let's go.
I had the Cooper guard, the Paragard. Anyways, the Cooper one, right? The non-hormonal one. It was not working for me. Anyways, I could do another video on that. But this is the first time where my gynecologist told me, oh, by the way, you have fibroids. I was just like, huh? What are you talking about? Okay, cool. But he was like, oh, don't worry about it. They're very small. They're very tiny. You don't have to worry about it. It's okay. People go through their lives with fibroids and all is good in the hood. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Nice. Thanks for letting me know, doc. Anyways, I was 28. And then.
So what do we have here? 28 years old. Okay. Put an unidentified object in her box. Doctor told her this and that. And don't worry about it. Why? A lot of doctors believe that these women are going to get pregnant. Okay? They don't know that they use something called their 20s as a whole phase. They don't know that. They like, don't worry about it. I know you're going to get pregnant soon and we'll face it later. But that's not what they're doing, doc. They're just out here having sex. And they don't think that anything can happen to them. Let's go.
Don't have to worry about it. It's okay. People go through their lives with fibroids and all is good in the hood. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Nice. Thanks for letting me know, doc. Anyways, I was 28. And then fast forward, my periods started getting more and more problematic. Now, mind you, that's something that I would notice because I've always had, non-problematic periods. So my period started being, painful. It started being, I started bleeding heavily, like a lot more. I've always had like a heavy flow, but that was crazy heavy. It was absolutely intense. So fast forward a couple of years later, I go see another gynecologist. By that time I was 30. I've moved here from Canada, and I went to see a gynecologist. Now the gynecologist was like, oh well, they're quite, they're like, the average size was like 4 centimeters, and I had like quite a few. And she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna need you to come in every 6 months so I can check and see. So I totally forgot about it. I know.
Right, because I was gonna stop the show anyway. Okay, now that you're 30, the doctor's telling you, ma'am, your pussy needs to be checked every 6 months. No, the rest of your body's fine, just your pussy. She believes that because the rest of her body is healthy, she can neglect the pussy. Why, Prince? Because men are still fucking and be turned out if she give it to them raw. Let's go.
So I totally forgot about it. I know it's terrible with I need to do a better job with my health.
Once again, we know that Black women in particular are terrible with their health. What kind of health, Prince? Reproductive health. Not regular stuff, outer stuff. No, inner stuff that has to do with fleecing a man. I know you guys can't understand this, but let's go.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to come in every 6 months so I can check and see. So I totally forgot about it. I know it's terrible with I need to do a better job with my health. I'm doing a better job right now. But fast forward, when I call back to check, like about 8 months later, that gynecologist have left the country, so I had to go to the drawing board and see another gynecologist. When I see that gynecologist, so I had the other numbers from the previous pelvic scan I had to do. That way, the current gynecologist was able to compare the numbers and like, okay, wow, they are growing. So I was just like, okay. I saw this gynecologist again 6 months later, and they were growing at a rapid rate. Like at that point, I was like 32 years old. Last time I saw her was around June. And they were growing rapidly. That was like a massive difference from that first guy who told me, oh, don't worry about it, they're small, only 2 years ago. So then I started to panic because from 2 years or, a 2 years time period, my fibroids have been, from like super tiny, non-existent to growing at a rapid pace. So I was just like, okay. And also, that gynecologist told me that the last gynecologist around 32, right before I got my surgery done, she told me that my uterus was getting more enlarged. So I would have to seriously consider about what to do about that, take a course of action, because, technically they prefer like the larger your uterus gets, the more invasive your surgery is going to be, the less options you have. So I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? At this point, at 32 years old, thinking that because society has changed, and, men will fuck a woman that looks like this nowadays, and even wife them. She knows she didn't grow up with that type of shit, but now she gets all of this attention from men because grown men will fuck just about anything if they don't know. So now she's worried because she's like, damn, well, I'm getting sex now and everything, but my box is going down. So, like, I didn't even ask for this. Let's go.
The less options you have. So I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So by that time, I've had fully come to the realization that I am child-free by choice. I had no interest.
I am child-free by choice. Let's get it. I am child-free by choice. I am child-free by choice. That's the pride that they stand on. But guess what's failing on the back end? The opportunity to have a child. So let's go.
I've had fully come to the realization that I am child-free by choice. I had no interest in having kids. So at that point, I was just like, you know what? Okay, let me start looking into hysterectomy. And I went crazy into researching it. Let me check my note. Okay.
It's so embarrassing that you got, she's from Canada, so she's not foundational. But regardless, UK, Canada, Black person, okay? She came to the realization that she is not a mother. So by her pussy failing, it didn't matter. Let's go.
I lied. Before hysterectomy, the doctors I was actually dead set on doing an ablation. I was like, okay, yeah, let me do that. And the internet and my research was saying, some people were saying that it also does a great job at stopping your period. So I was like, okay, let me just look into that. But then I started paying attention to reviews and comments on the internet. By the way, I spent most of my time on the subreddit called Hysterectomy and also on Hysterecisters, which is another website.
Anyway, let's move on, man. Let's get to the good stuff. You already know her box is taut. Matter of fact, looks like something good coming up. I'm gonna have to play it. Damn.
And I noticed a pattern. People were saying how the ablation didn't work, a year later, 2 years later. I was just like, wow, whoa. I mean, I can understand like if it was at least 5-10 years, but 1 year later, 2 years later for it to fail, to me, that was just like not really worth the headache, and people were saying it would fail. So many people were saying, I see like my personal data that I've gathered was like around 75% of women were telling you how it's failed, the ablation wasn't working for them. And now their period would come back with a vengeance. Okay. And also even worse. At that point, my periods were miserable. Remember when I told you how I was very consistent? I was starting to have my period like every 10 days. It made no sense. And my period started lasting. They could come every 10 days. They could last 10 days. It was just like, and I was bloated like crazy. I couldn't move. Everything was painful. I had very, very intense lower stomach pain. I'm an athlete. I couldn't even train properly. I'm missing so many workouts, so many trainings. I couldn't do jiu-jitsu. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't dance. I couldn't do anything. My life was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. So that's when I was just like, okay, you know what? The ablation is not really worth my time anymore. Let me look into hysterectomy. But I was really scared about the hysterectomy because I thought that hysterectomy meant I would go into menopause. So that's why I was just like holding on to the ablation. But then
brothers, I just want you to understand, just to even hear the fact, I mean, life is life. But at a young age, you got to go through all of this stuff. Like, wow, son, you might be 32 years old right now. You are not facing these troubles, son. And we want to know the reason why, because she didn't want to bring forth for the community and be with a man. Bitch want to do jujitsu and dancing. And the only thing that's stopping her from doing that is her pussy. What does she want to do? She wants to get rid of all of her reproductive organs, right? But guess what else she wants to do? She wants to tell a transgender, oh, you ain't no woman because you don't get no period. She don't even want a period.
I really dove really deep into my research. That's when I started realizing that no good doctor is going to remove your ovaries without any good reason. So that's when I realized that hysterectomy did not mean that I would go into surgical menopause, okay? Because most doctors, they would not touch your ovaries. So technically, that's when I was like, oh, okay, you know what? Now I'm really interested into that. Iron and slowly becoming anemic. I was always tired, like something had to be done. And a very important case for me, yes, someone might say I'm vain. It is what it is. At that point, I had reached my body goals. I was really proud of my body. I had a flat stomach. I like going to the beach. I like wearing bikinis. I like wearing nice revealing bikinis. That's what I like.
That's what she likes to do. See, once you guys realize that this shit is all about pussy, everything else is bullshit. She likes to wear bikinis so people can look at her pussy. And she can make the choice on who to give and who not to give. Never thinking that, oh shit, this pussy that I'm dressing up on the outside will fail on the inside. And peace that nigga. And she's out there, period, 10 days. It's just a mess. Instead of getting with a man, she wants to go do the surgery, not to be a sex object, just to be a regular dumb bitch. Let's go.
I like wearing low cut bikinis. I did not want to wait for my uterus to grow so much where I would be forced into a C-section. I mean, that's, the C-section mark, in order to do the hysterectomy. I went to the doctor dead set on having a vaginal hysterectomy because I did not want to see any scars at all.
What do I teach you, class? Bitches will forego the C-section to get the proper health care. They'll go through the low percentage bucket. They'll go for the 3-point bucket instead of the dunk. Because aesthetically, if their scar will look bad for their bikinis. What do they care about the bikini over their health for, Prince? So people could like their pussy.
So that's why I decided to move fast. So around September, I started contacting doctors. I actually found a doctor. I decided to do my surgery overseas. So I chose my doctor. I'm not really gonna say which doctor I went to, just because it's like something that's very personal. I just want every person to do their own research. I don't want anyone coming up at me and telling me I recommend them X doctors and things didn't go as planned, blah 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 blah. I cannot. This is my personal experience. I'm not a doctor, and this is not meant for. It was easy. It was simple. Anyone who lives in Canada or in the States, September, found my doctor like the same September, emailed him. He was ready to schedule me for October.
Hold on, y'all.
Okay, that's how smooth it was. October, I couldn't make it work. So I pushed it because I had to be in Canada. It's a different cost if it's just removing the fibroids. But if he realizes once I'm on the surgery table that I also have endometriosis, then he would have to do, as much endometriosis removal as possible. And that would affect the cost, the price of the total surgery. My doctor, by the way, was absolutely convinced that I had endometriosis. So I had my appointment for November, right? Late November. I arrived about 1 week early before the surgery to do all the tests, to see the doctor, to do like a face-to-face, and for him to check everything, blood tests, all the tests. Okay. At that point, when he was doing the scanning inside, like the vaginal scan that they do, the pelvic scan, the doctor was convinced I had endometriosis. Now, mind you can't really see endometriosis on the scan. Okay. But depending on how I was responding when he would press certain part, and depending on how I described my symptoms to him, my doctor was 100% convinced I had endometriosis. I was like, nah, doc, no, leave me alone. I don't know what you're talking about. At that point, I haven't even heard of endometriosis. I had no idea what endometriosis was. I've seen it when I was doing my research. I just totally ignored it. I'm like, nope, I came here for fibroids. Remove my fibroids. Remove my uterus for my fibroids. That's all I'm here for. Laughing back. Oh, man. Anyways, surprise, surprise, I had my surgery, and then I woke up finding out, oh, you have endometriosis. I'm like, cool. Anyway, so I ended up having a total laparoscopic Like
I said, fellas, I'm not here to turn you off from pussy. What I'm here to let you know is, first of all, show you how they treat their pussy to where they got to go through these different things to, get their pussy back in order. After that, you say, well, Prince, why are they doing that? Well, it's a lot of different reasons. Sometimes they could be married. They fleeced the guy already. Sometimes they're not married. They still want the ability to fleece. It's a whole lot. It's not like she's going to go get a hysterectomy and meet you and say, yo, I got a hysterectomy. I can be your sex object so you can wife me. No, she wants to play this game with you, player. It's all about the pussy.
Hysterectomy. Now, the internet kind of gets confused with the term. Some people would call it radical, total. It could get confusing, I've noticed. So I'm just going to tell you what the doctors took out. Okay. If you notice, I was also dead set on my doctor because on having a vaginal hysterectomy, because I was really stubborn. I didn't want any scars, blah, 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 blah. Looking back, oh my God, I'm so happy my doctor was like, no, it's not going to happen. We don't do vaginal hysterectomy anymore. It's not really the best. I don't do it in my clinic. It's not really the best procedure that I'm comfortable with. I like doing laparoscopic because that way, when you do laparoscopic, they can have different incision port. One of the port is a camera, so they can actually see. And from what I research, it's also good because that way they minimize injuries to nerves because there is an actual camera and they can actually see. And honestly, I'm so happy I didn't go with a vaginal hysterectomy because my surgery ended up being very complex. And oh my God, the shit show that could have happened had I had a vaginal hysterectomy, which is literally like operating blind in a way. Oh my God, I'm super happy I ended up going with a laparoscopic hysterectomy. So I had one incision on my belly button. I'm going to insert some footage because on the right, one incision on the left. Bless his heart. And another one in the middle. Okay, there's one here. I'm not going to show you because it's a little bit shows the most. He's starting to like it. Each person has their own thing that they're comfortable with. But he was just like, no, I really need to have this there. It's very small. It's very tiny. So technically, from my understanding, one is for the camera. I don't know what ovaries. Some people, sadly, they have to remove their ovaries because of cancer or other different reasons. There's a whole lot of girls. Honestly, women reproductive health is a whole crazy I'm not gonna go on that. I could rant about that for like days and days and days. And there's so much research that still needs to be done. I was reading that document recently that it's only up until 1993 that women were mandated, to be in medical research, which is crazy. It's only been 20 years. 1993. 30 years. You know what I mean? So it's actually crazy when you think about it. So that explains why there's so much unknown. Anyways, back to the video. I digress. So that's what my doctor removed. I wasn't in menopause. Now I'm gonna try to answer a bunch of questions. Did I gain weight?
All right, guys, that was the beginning, man. That was just a little warm up. Oh, hold on. I believe she got the blood transfusion. I don't want to gross anybody out. Hold on. Hold on, guys.
It took me, Cat Reduce says, it took me at least 12 weeks to start being a bit more frequent with my training. 17 weeks, I was really comfortable. I started doing pole dance classes.
Watch this.
And then
that's the term. I was trying to figure out what was that term that we had learned that day. It's called the vaginal cuff.
Depression, recovery. Okay, there's gonna be a whole different video on that, but mental side is something that no one told me about, and it's real. Okay. Oh my God, let's talk about the cuff. The cuff gave me so much anxiety. So what the hell is this cuff? The cuff is if you have your cervix removed. At first, my doctor didn't want to. My doctor proposed to keep my cervix because since I'm an athlete, he was like, recovery is going to be quicker. You know what I mean? But I was just like, no, because when you keep your cervix, there is a chance that you might have a mini period every month, every cycle. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing all this. I don't want to bleed anymore. I don't want to have any period anymore. I'm done. I'm not doing all this to go through periods anymore. Even if it's a very light, some people say it's a trace. Some people like having that so they can have an idea of their cycle, but I did not want nothing to do with blood. I didn't want to see any blood whatsoever. So there's that. So I decided to remove my cervix, which is, preferred anyways. So, but when they remove the cervix, that spot at the end of your vagina where they shut it down, where they sew it in, the dead end, your vagina canal literally becomes a dead end. That part is what they call the cuff. And the cuff, oh my God, gave me so much anxiety. And that's literally where the bulk of the recovery is coming from. The reason why I couldn't lift, the reason why I'm not allowed to lift, the reason why I wasn't allowed to lift, the reason why I had to be really careful, the reason why it's all about the cuff, because I was really scared about the cuff not healing right. There's a whole set of problems that can happen. I was scared of the cuff opening up again because my doctor was all the way in another country. I didn't want to mess up with that. And I think the cuff deserves probably a whole different video by itself. So the cuff is the reason why recovery, if you have a total hysterectomy where they remove the cuff, that's the reason why it takes forever to heal. Because my incisions mark around 5 days, you can already tell they were kind of slowly merging.
All right, guys, I'm going to move on from there. Sorry about that. Little bit gross, but, only if you understood what women were going through. And my point is, they have the nerve to talk to you like you ain't shit.
This is who you are.
You're out.
Why? Huh?
I don't believe in keeping anybody. I tell everybody, I don't care if it's your grandma. Cut that bitch off.
Oh no, I'm going to cut people off.
Kendrick said, I'll cut my grandma off if she don't see it how I see it. I said, absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love my grandma dearly, but we always saw eye to eye, so it's fine.
Yes.
But yeah, you, I think you absolutely have to love conditionally, and then people will say, okay, well, you don't have kids, so you don't know. I'm not having kids, I don't know, and I don't fucking care. Okay, I have nieces and nephews, and I will kill you and your whole family if you go anywhere near them.
1000%.
I think that's as close to unconditional love as I will get in this lifetime. But I totally agree with your trainer. Like love. In the scope of, let's just keep it to relationship. Which, by the way, just while it's in my brain, she has the best merch.
Thank
you have to.
Thank you. We're not selling it right now, but we're going to be selling it again.
So I have a crew hoodie, or not crew hoodie. The crew.
Unbelievable.
But keeping to the theme of a relationship, though, he's right. I think in the scope of a interpersonal relationship, the partner, love is conditional.
Yes, you don't even love your friends unconditionally. I'm sorry.
No.
So, I've cut off many a friend in my life.
So you outgrow people.
You outgrow people. And the person, even when I think back to relationships, romantic relationships, where I loved someone unconditionally, I always got fucked over. Why am I loving you unconditionally? So you can go run out here and do whatever the fuck you want to do? Absolutely not.
Well, that's an unbalanced relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually people that plan on doing that.
Pay attention, guys. I won't love you because you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Fuck does that mean? What does that even mean? In theory, it means he's going to go get some other box. Okay? So a woman would rather not be committed in allegedly not be committed in a relationship with you, right? So you could just go fuck other people freely. And then you could come fuck her when she want to be fucked. But if you're in a relationship, you know, she's gonna still do the same thing. Fuck whenever you want to be, when she wants to fuck, which is not every time you want it. Got your ass out there tricking and paying, and she's monitoring your life. And she's gonna leave you and try to harm you. But what did I just show you first? They're using that with the pretense that black men don't know that their pussies are failing every day. And they will never come to you with the truth about their pussy so you could treat them accordingly. Pay attention.
Look for people who still believe in that kind of love.
Yeah. So stop saying it, ladies. Stop saying that you believe in unconditional love.
Well,
even if you do, just stop.
See? They could throw out messages to ladies, but I can't throw out a message to you brothers. See that? They rock with each other. I'm trying to throw this message out here to you guys. But guess what? You don't want to hear this shit. This shit is gross.
Stop saying.
But did you also, you don't need to suffer for love. And that was a
No.
pitch that we got programmed. I certainly got programmed for that. I mean, ride or die. Like, I am neither riding nor dying.
No, neither
Let
one.
me out this fucking car and I
Let
plan
me
on
live.
living. Okay.
That's all I'm trying to tell you guys. Let women tell you the real conditions of their pussy. Since they think men are so caught up in pussy, tell the conditions of your pussy after you've been making love to that man for a few months. And he'll show you, he'll show you that you're not a ride or die. See, they say these things making you guys think that they are pure. It's the wildest shit I've ever seen. I know you guys ain't seen it because I'm bringing this information to you, but it is wild. Failing, surgeried up pussies telling you what they will and won't do. But I'll tell you that pussy got something to do with it. And they just give men such little credit where it's like, boo, you could tell me your pussy fucked up, I'll still rock with you. But they'd rather lie and hide from you, King.
Ride or die. Like, I am neither riding nor dying.
No, neither
Let
one.
me out this fucking car and I plan
me
on
live.
living. Okay. Let me live. And I'm not riding. I'm not
Yes.
riding or dying. Do you want to ride with me? No,
No.
I don't want to ride with you. I will take another route.
Yeah.
Okay. Uninterested.
Yeah.
And this was put into us, Destiny's Child soldier. Like,
Mm.
we needed to suffer to earn this love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know for me, it took a very, very long time to not only accept that I may be alone whilst looking for the type of love that I want,
Mm.
but I'm not going through shit.
Yeah.
That shit is wild. All the good men that woman is around. I mean, you got to understand how they think about you, King. That's why I bring this content so you can have the war mentality. You still playing this dumb respect game. This is war.
I'm not going I'm not going through shit.
You
I'm
get
not
to
going
protect your
through
peace.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You're not putting me through anything.
Nobody's stressing you out.
If you don't trust me, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You are not putting me through something
Yeah.
to see if I'm a mistake. I'm not staying.
I'm not staying.
Let me skip to the end of the story. Not staying.
I'm
It
out.
ain't me.
I'm out.
Sorry about that. Oh, that was it. All right, let's move on. You niggas get it. I just want you to see. I play those videos in the middle so that you guys can understand. Nah, don't you dare try to be nice about this. You better use your gun. Better use your
Let
gun,
me give you
son.
a little bit of background on myself before I had the surgery. So I first found out that I had fibroids when I was 18 on a regular checkup with a gynecologist, but they were small. So the doctor told me, you'll be fine, nothing to worry. I've always had somewhat heavy menstrual periods that would last between 5 and 7 days. Never had longer periods than that. And they were kind of like heavy between 2 to 3 days, but then the other days it wasn't as heavy. But I was always able to manage them. Fast forward 2009, I got pregnant. We were really excited.
I got pregnant. We were really excited. My doctor told me at 18 years old, I had fibroids way before I got with this man. Okay, so the doctor said, don't worry about it. Why did the doctor say don't worry about it? Let me tell you why, class. The class actually believed that our black sisters or mixed sisters or whatever will eat and maintain a decent diet. These doctors don't believe that you're just going to go out there and put all this seasoned salt and seafood, boil you. They don't know you're just going to contribute to the rapid growth of your fibroids to whereas when you get with a husband, you know you've been fucking up, but he don't. And look what happens next.
Fast forward 2009, I got pregnant. We were really excited. It was going to be our first child, but
it was going to be our first child. It was going to be that man's firstborn, Platt. It was going to be that man's firstborn, son. Shouldn't she be alone while looking for the right guy? Well, I guess. Like I say, it's all about the sex. That's all this shit is about, man. I promise you. I promise. So I don't make many promises. But anyway, it was this man's firstborn, Platt. Okay?
I got pregnant. We were really excited. It was going to be our first child, but unfortunately that pregnancy didn't go very well. So when I was around 19 weeks, I miscarried the baby. And after all of that, we decided to go for a second opinion.
All right. So that's what happened at first. I believe they ended up getting a child out of this. I believe they did.
Or a wife, a partner. I could.
Well, put it like this. Even if they got the child out of it, right? We don't know the condition of the child. Look what the man had to go through. And then, like Joy Taylor just said, that man is ride or die, not her. She's not ride or die. She was ride or, if she was ride or die, she would have said, look, go get with another woman where you don't have to go through this, instead of forcing him into a baby that could be a little unhealthy. Okay, so let's go.
Get your questions ready. And that's exactly what I did. I got all my questions ready. I didn't want to be surprised when I was sitting face to face with this stranger telling me the worst case scenario. So the first question that I was asked was, did I want to have more children? I already had my daughter and I was 41. And I told them, no, I don't want.
I had my daughter and I was 41. I feel bad for that man. She fleeced the nigga. Let's just call it what it is.
To have more children. So they then told me the best option for me was to have a hysterectomy. It would solve the problem from the root and I would get my life back. And the sound of those words, get your life back, meant so much to me because I had no control of my own body. I had no control of even being a mom or a wife, a partner. I couldn't because I was just so uncomfortable all the time. So the sound of those words, get your life back, meant like there was light at the end of the tunnel. I already had my daughter. So for me, the decision to say yes to the hysterectomy, it wasn't easy, but I knew that was the only way I could get my life back.
See that, y'all? And that's what men are regulated to. She already got her daughter. He already loves and married to her. Why can't he have more kids? So she had to make an executive decision to do what, Prince? Still be a viable pussy that he can fuck on. After all, he married her. Shit ain't about nothing else, man.
Tunnel. I already had my daughter. So for me, the decision to say yes to the hysterectomy, it wasn't easy, but I knew that was the only way I could get my life back, because having a myomectomy, I would probably be back there within the next 2 or 3 years because they can't promise you that fibroids don't come back. So the decision to go for the hysterectomy was a little bit easier because I prepared myself mentally that this is what the doctor is going to tell me. So my procedure took place January 15th, 2019. I want to talk about this.
Here we go. She look like she gonna cry, son. She gonna cry.
Nice to see you again.
Because
Because sometimes
fucked
that's
up
when
that
you need it
man
most.
life.
Where you get your medicine matters.
Baxton, thank you for coming. I'm really glad you're here.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All the time.
Here we go.
15th, 2019. It's called subtotal hysterectomy. They removed the uterus and the tubes. I still have my cervix and my ovaries. The doctor said, you're still young. You're probably only going to go into menopause within the next 8 to 10 years. So let's just leave your ovaries so it can provide you with some hormones. The day that I was admitted into hospital was actually my dad's birthday and a day before my birthday. So I felt really sad while I was there by myself. having to have this life-changing procedure. A few days after my surgery, I felt very drained. I felt very emotional. I knew that this was something that I had to do, but I felt very sad and I felt empty as well. I'm getting a little bit emotional. I'm sorry.
That's right. That's right. It's the only time you're going to see a woman have real emotions, class. Okay? Is when the box double cross, self-inflicted, and they got to do all of this. It breaks them down. There's nothing you could ever do. Anytime you see a bitch crying, it is fake, King. Unless this is happening. I mean, you know, pets died and death. Yeah, maybe.
I didn't think I was going to get emotional. I don't talk about this all the time. Whew. I knew this was the only way for me to get my life back because every time I thought about my suffering, I knew I had to do it. So my mental state right after was very down. I was very low. I wasn't depressed, but I felt sad. I started feeling better when I started noticing the weeks go by and I had no periods. The happiness started coming back. I didn't feel normal physically. I felt heavy. I couldn't do certain things. But every week that went by, I felt stronger. And I felt happy that I didn't have my period because for 7 months, 8 months straight, I had period nonstop, no control of my body whatsoever. So after the procedure and the weeks that my body started to recover, I started feeling positive, a lot positive.
Boy, brothers, yo, homie, these people go through some shit. You hear me?
So months went by and I feel like if you would cross me on the road and you didn't know that I went through this surgery, you would never say she's gone through something because I felt good. I never looked back saying, why did I do that surgery? The moment I felt I was able to do most things like normal stuff, carrying bags, being able to hoover, going up and down stairs, I just felt like, my gosh, I have control of my life again. And that's how I felt. So my sadness was only the first few days and the first few weeks. After that, I never looked back. It's something that I really do not regret having. It made a huge impact in my life for the better. And the reason I say this, there was a time in my life that I had no control and I didn't love myself. I felt so down and I felt unattractive. I felt like I wasn't a normal person. And after that procedure and when my body started going back to normal, I just felt like God just gave me a second chance at life. That's how I felt genuinely. And I still feel that way right now. I feel so much better. I have energy and it's nothing to do with the fact that I've lost so much weight because that is a completely different story for you guys, a completely different video. But just physically, I just feel like I'm in so much control of myself. I know I can't have more children, but God has blessed me with at least one. And I am so blessed to have her. To me, she is a miracle child. I had no issues getting pregnant, but to me, she is a miracle child because she's the only one I have. And these fibroids were they were stopping me from living. So now that they're completely out of my body and I know they'll never come back because my uterus is not here, I feel so much better.
We are fucked up, fam. Yo, that nigga, man, I understand, brother. I understand, man. Prince, you be coming in with these heartbreaking videos. Nobody else showing, talking about things that nobody else is even on. No. This is New Testament, man. This is New Testament shit, man. And I'm telling you, man, that's why I do it, man, because it's like, if you hear the women talk regularly, like Joy Taylor and all them bitches, you like, damn, these bitches are all that. They're pure. Listen to this bitch.
What's the problem? It's because we've been taught to spend so much time being educated and being successful in the marketplace that the very thing that women crave the most, which is the love of a man, she has put no effort into that. He should just, well, because I'm pretty and I have a vagina.
He should just want me because I'm pretty and I have a vagina. Now, this old ass bitch won't tell women the real truth of what the vagina goes through the way that we will. They will still try to, propagate that, yeah, the vagina is where it's at. And she's right. Men will never understand this. And it's fine. At least we're here.
In the marketplace, that the very thing that women crave the most, which is the love of a man, she has put no effort into that. He should just, well, because I'm pretty and I have a vagina and I can make a house a home and I can do tongue tricks and I can bear children. So what does that mean? Every woman says that. We're in Atlanta. It's beautiful women everywhere. You got to have more than pretty. What value do you bring to a man's life? Most women don't know that. How do you become an asset to his life? In exchange for what you want from him, what does he get from you that he cannot get from everybody else? That's where we're missing it. So your friend.
That's where we're missing it, players. See? You see this Old Testament, that nigga? This the shit that I got to listen to. Straight bullshit. Knowing that me and my class, we're so far ahead of this shit. You understand? We know that men are the ones that end up settling at the end of the day. It don't make sense, man. My ex-wife, when I first got with her, oh boy, she was dealing with all of these problems and she never came right out and said it. But I know that's what it was. Facts. Come on, baby boy. One of the things that I stand on, King, is the fact that, I know that they're playing on the fact that we don't know shit. So that means that they believe we're stupid. That's one of the things I don't like. All right? It's crazy, man. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been around bitches. Bitches be like, my stomach hurt. And I'm that, you know me, son. I'm like, wow, what's wrong? What you ate? Bitch, like, nothing. Like, you know, the nice thing to say after you become educated, the nice thing to say is, well, you need to eat something. Word, B. I don't want you feeling bad. That bitch will sit there and be like, yeah, this dummy don't know what's going on. It's just that simple. I'm going to tell you, man.
Girl, if you're watching, he played you. I hope you didn't give him none. I hope you didn't give him none.
I hope you didn't give him none. It's all based on the pussy. Now we need to realize, well, what is this pussy? Of course, it's not going to make you more successful that you know, in life as far as money that you know this information. That's a different story. See? And the way I see it is like, yeah, you're going to have to focus on your bag, boo. The way you've been programmed and the way that you've also, like I say, some of these pussies fade out in their 20s, okay?
Yeah, he was in a hotel room, so I think we can go to our own conclusions on that.
It got kind of crazy, but you made a point because he's speaking to a woman that has been deprived of something. I talk to so many women, and they just like, yo, I can't even find a good conversation.
Because they're not good conversations.
Oh,
see, most women are boring. Now, ladies, y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know I'm for the men and for the women, so I'm gonna give this disclaimer. But most women are boring. Most women go to school, they'll go to work, they might be taking some classes, go to school. If they have kids, their life revolves around their kids, and they go to church. Would you want to be a part of that life?
Not, but they're not doing anything outside of that.
That makes sense.
So, how can you say I can't have a decent conversation when you're not even interested? Why would somebody want to have a conversation?
Listen, tell him that too, because
that goes for the men too.
Yeah, that goes for the men too. Because
there we go, guys. That goes for the men too. Okay. This is when this is why we're fucked up. No camaraderie. Now, when Bernie went up there, men had this togetherness. Oh, Bernie did that work, brothers that knew what Bernie was talking about. And other brothers that didn't know, they was like, whoa, what's that brother talking about? The brothers seem to be together on something. See, this is bullshit. The women can get together and brothers believe that they have to address a man. Based on what? Based on what? Okay, they're going to say based on your money. Okay? So what does that have to do with women? Absolutely nothing. Besides the fact that you can, they'll come get around you and you can, you ain't even got to be tricking. Let's say you're not even tricking. You got money, you look good, you keep yourself together, and you take a woman to wherever you eat at or whatever. That's basic shit. But you add a little tricking onto that, and women know, you know, that they can just give up some pussy. That's what's up.
I've sat and had conversations with men. I'm like, so tell me, what do you do for fun? Oh, well, I just go to work. Oh, that means you're gonna want me to sit around and watch TV with you all the time. And I like to get out and go and do things. So it's all about the man and the woman, men and women being interesting and being interesting and being interested in who you're sitting across from.
Right.
Most people don't even know how to ask questions to pull out information because they're not paying attention. Anytime I would go out, I would always study the man that I was with. I would find that little boy. So because I knew if I could find his little boy, that's who I would be dealing with the most.
Wait, what is the little boy?
The hurt part of who he is. I had a quote, and the women, they lost their mind, and we always got to do the work. I said, if you heal the little boy within him, the man that you want will show up. I didn't mean do anything. I meant be exactly what that girl is being to you. Just being, and it causes you to heal because the presence, whether it's the presence of a man or a woman, becomes the healing. You start feeling like home with that individual. So I study people. Anybody that I'm with, I'm like, okay, let me see the most broken parts of who he is to see if I can handle that.
See that? Let's talk, guys. Let's talk about this. Ain't that nigga? Is there forever pandering syndrome? Yes. Listen to what she said, though. Listen to this one more time.
That I'm with, I'm like, okay, let me see the most broken parts of who he is to see if I can handle that.
Let me see what's the most broken parts of who this woman is. And let me see if I can handle that. That's everything I'm teaching you guys. Listen.
Becomes the healing. You start feeling like home with that individual. So I study people. Anybody that I'm with, I'm like, okay, let me see the most broken parts of who he is to see if I can handle that. Because we're all broken. Well, yeah, they need to do their healing work. Well, women need to do their healing work too.
See that? Now, when we hear these people talk, we know that they're not talking about what we're talking about. We're talking about serious shit. Okay? And that's just where we are with this. And let's move on, man. I got a lot going on for you guys. It is what it is, man.
Time or that is November 2023 is the first time I'm realizing this.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
So I called my boyfriend on video and I said to him, babe, there's something here. I don't know what it is, but there is something down there. Not down there, but like around the pelvic region. So he's like, okay, what is it? And I said to him, I feel a growth, a mass of something. And this is, he's not in the medical profession. So for him, first thing is panic. And he was like, okay, what we're doing is we're calling the doctors tomorrow. We need to figure out what is going on. And bearing in mind, I was working away, so I wasn't even home during this time. Hence why I was even calling my boyfriend. So next day, around 9 o'clock, call my doctor's receptionist picks up. She's like, hi, can I help? I'm like, yeah, I hope you can. I'm on an appointment with a doctor. And she's like, okay, what is this about? I was like, I've got a mass in my stomach and I just need a doctor to look at it. And she's like, all appointments are gone today. So you want to ring back tomorrow at 8 o'clock? As they do,
No.
like literally, if you miss the appointment, I tell you what, with most doctor surgeries, let's be honest, like they open, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock. You have to literally start ringing at 8 to get an appointment for that day. And if you ring by 8:30, all man. So you're telling me that I have to wait until I can actually get an appointment with doctors to find out what is going on. I mean, there wasn't any like pain, like shooting pain that can be like, no, this is a matter of like, but still,
anything to do with
growth,
a mass, your mind starts to literally
going
haywire.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with my pussy area, I want to get fixed ASAP. What I teach you, class?
Like pain, like shooting pain that can be like, no, this is a matter of like, but still,
anything to do with
growth,
a mass, your mind starts to literally
going haywire. Yeah, what is it exactly? So I said,
sadly, I know they have an English accent, but don't let that bitch fast talk you. Sadly,
going haywire. Yeah, what is it exactly? So
sadly for what, Prince? Sadly for what, Prince? Yeah, a pussy.
Starts to literally
going haywire. Yeah, what is it exactly? So I said, okay, can I just get a telephone appointment with doctors because this is quite serious? And she's like, let me just have a look. And she looks through her diary. She's like, okay, the doctor will call you in a few hours. 4 o'clock, the doctor calls me and he's like, this doctor is not a usual doctor. So in most GP surgeries, some people have, regular doctors, like they see every single time, but I've never sort of ticked that box of, I want this person to be my personal doctor. Anyone available, So I've not actually experienced this guy before, this doctor, sorry, before. And he must have been like he was just very to the point, very sharp, there was no, I tell you what, because I've spoken to some of the other doctors in the same practice. And
Ma'am, get to the fucking point. Don't nobody give a fuck about your feelings. You coming in there to get your pussy fixed, deal with it.
all like, hello, Trudy, how are you? No, there was no hello, there was no how are you. It was hello, this is Trudy? Yes, okay. How can I help you? How can I help you? You called and you wanted an appointment with us? I was like, yes, I do have a mass in my stomach. He's like, what do you mean? What kind of mass? And I'm like, if I knew that,
know what it is.
I know
That's why you're
calling them.
him.
If I knew that, I wouldn't call you. So he's like, but he was he's a kind of person, you know, like when you had a teacher in school that you were almost scared of. He was that kind of person. And I'm like, I don't want to like say the wrong thing or like,
so you get in trouble.
yeah, literally. So I was like, I don't know what kind of mass he is, but it is a big growth I can feel. He's like, what do you mean you can feel? I'm like, yeah, I can feel this thing from my skin. And then when I told him that, then he got a bit worried as well. So he goes to me, okay, can you come today by end of day by 6:10? I'm like, I mean, this is 4 o'clock. Appointment for maybe next week, Monday. Because I think at that point it was like a Tuesday.
Okay.
And he was like, for that, you've got to ring either on Friday or on the Monday.
This bitch.
No, like I was not, that's the thing, I was not in pain as such. But I think now psychologically, I'm in pain because I'm thinking, what is going on with me?
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere, fellas. What is going on with my box? Now we're talking.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
But I think now psychologically, I'm in pain because I'm thinking, what is going on with me? So anyway, on Friday, I called the doctor's GP and they're like, yeah, so for Monday appointments, you've got to ring on Monday. And I'm like, great. At this point, I'm thinking, we're going to go like this. It'll be like 23rd.
I mean, are you guys fascinated that we even have these stories? I mean, I could never sit you guys down in an audience and tell you this stuff and you believe me. You only can believe me by these bitches telling you, and I can do this forever because I'm aware this is hereditary. You guys are aware of the whole phase and the silly ways that they live, and now we're bringing that whole thing with the biology together and the hereditary, and we're really cooking here.
And I'm like, great. At this point, I'm thinking, we're going to go like this. It'll be like 2030 when people are barring me and they're like, oh, yeah, she had this and that and she, got diagnosed late and sorry, At that point, you're thinking everything, So I am literally like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and call the doctors on Monday.
Yeah.
So we did our breakfast and then I was walking into school. And once we were walking, I was on the phone to my doctor's surgery. Okay. And as I said, so he, he leaves for school at 8:15 and that's when I was ringing the doctors. So I knew I'll probably, and to be honest, when I called, I was like 11th on the queue already. So I was like, I'm just going to put in loudspeaker so I can still talk to my nephew on the way to school. And by the time, actually, I've just spoken to the doctors and they want to see you today in the next hour. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah. At this point, I'm thinking, yeah, wherever there's available, I'm taking it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be there. So I have to get to my sister, get my car, and my sister lives literally about 40 minutes from my doctor's, and try to get to my doctor's. Anyways, I'm racing, and I get to my doctor's, and I got there, and literally first thing I said to him is, sorry, I just need to use your bathroom because I know you might be palpitating me, feeling my stomach, and that already is gonna make me want to pee. So I literally ran in the toilet, and did my business, came back, and so he was a male doctor. He had a chaperone with him, and he was like, "Okay, so what is going on?" I said to him, "Well, I've just very recently noticed this mass in my stomach," and I was like, "Okay," and he was like, "Okay, that's fine. We'll have a look." So he went through some questions with me, like, when was your last period? All of these things. Went through that with him, and then he said, "Okay, I need you to stand up and cough." Okay. I have no idea what he was trying. And at this point, what is that? I have no idea. So I'm like, I'm holding my t-shirt up a little bit so he can feel, what could be going on. And I'm coughing. And he's like, okay, again.
What is that? Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
Like, when they go to the prison and it's
yes.
like, oh, sorry, I know.
Yes. They say, sir, can you cough? Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh my goodness.
And then he was like, He's not saying anything. He's basically telling me what to do. And then he says, okay, now I'm just going to do a proper check. If you lay on the table and then I can do, whatever I need to do, like palpitate. And I'm like, okay, of course. So I lie down I mean, I'm not naked, let's be honest. So it's a little bit because it's the pelvic region that, you know, the mass was. And so he starts feeling the abdomen, that area. And then all he was saying was, I'm sorry, that is
Really?
red
That's
in.
all.
I'm thinking, that is not what I need. And he's like, okay, that's fine. You can get up now, whatever, and you know, just dress up, and if you just take a seat, and we'll just quickly have a chat. I'm like, at that point, I tell you what, my heart was pounding. I was thinking,
this ain't funny. Don't you niggas laugh. This ain't funny, son. But let me tell you something. She is like, yo, my box must be fucked up. That shit ain't funny, son.
Like, at that point, I tell you what, my heart was pounding.
What's going through your head?
I was thinking,
honestly, what were
I
you
thought
thinking?
there's a tumor.
Yeah, I would be thinking the same.
There's a tumor in my abdomen, and the way he's going, okay. So he sits, you know, we sit down. He goes, okay, yes, there's a growth, there's a mass in your abdomen, and I think he could see my face as soon as he said that, and he said, you know, and he was, to be fair, he was actually really good. Like every time now I go to them, I try to find out if I can see him. He was very, and do you know what? I tell you what, no. So this thing. When I was walking to my car, I looked at this blood test form and I was like, what is it that he wants me to I think it was BC25, like something, B something. And I was like, what is that? So I put in Google. Do you know what that is? It's a cancer check. So I was like, I think so that's when it hit me. Like he was, of course, being reassuring because he also was in a position of, okay, this could be life-changing. So he wanted me to just be very calm, and so telling me, it's just check my hormone, whatever. It's just a way to calm me. And I appreciate that.
Basically come up to a diagnosis, so he needs to do all of these
checks.
Brothers, listen, man. Like I said, man, it's not so funny, but the fact that they hold pussy against you. They hold pussy against you, fam. And they never tell you, like, yo, I've been through this, that, and the third. Like, that shit. And I don't even want to. I had stopped doing the depression because the depression is real. Maybe I might bring that back. The depression is real though. Like this bitch just talk too much.
And I appreciate the fact that he was not trying to scare me without knowing what he did that. So my dad used to work in a hospital, right? That was close to my GP surgery. And so what happens is whenever I need a blood test, I call my dad and I'm like, Dad, I need connections because I need a blood test today. But you know, when you get a blood test, when you got form for blood, you have to wait a few days, or you have to try and
takes a while.
Exactly. So I needed something straight away. So I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I need a blood test. Is there any way, like, you know anyone? And also I needed to book both a blood test and an ultrasound. I said, and even at the hospital, do you know anyone who has appointments for ultrasound? He's like, why do you need that? I'm like, I noticed that I'm trying not to scare my dad.
No, you're not trying not to scare your dad. This is the same thing that's happening to you guys. Even the men that they care about, they won't tell them what's going on. And this is what happens when they marry you and everything else. Won't tell you.
I'm not trying not to scare anyone. So I said to him, I just noticed a tiny little growth, went to my doctors and he gave me a blood test form just to get, like, you know, my blood check, make sure everything's okay. And also just to get an ultrasound, just to make sure everything's okay. He's like, let me see if there's anyone I can get in touch with. And so I'll wait there for about 10 minutes. And at that point, I'm just thinking, oh God, like this is just terrible. But my dad doesn't get back to me, unfortunately. So I said, you know what, I'm going home. And the thing is, I was going away that day. I was going to Germany that day. So I was like, okay, I need to really get home and just pack my things and go to the airport. So anyway, my dad didn't tell me if he found someone. So I called him. I was like, Dad, don't worry. If you're looking for someone, it's okay. I've left. And I left, right? And honestly, my partner was so supportive the whole time. My boyfriend he was so good. Like
here we go. My boyfriend was so good. Guys, when we do these videos, it's a recurring thing. Men are the good people. Men are the settlers. Okay? I mean, come on, guys. I said it first. Everybody laughed at me, but more and more videos, the women, they just throw that in there. These are some good men. Why is he a good man, Prince? Because he's willing to put up with her reconstructed, broken ass pussy that she trapped him with.
And so I called him, was like, Dad, don't worry. If you're looking for someone, it's okay. I've left. And I left, right? And honestly, my partner was so supportive the whole time. My boyfriend he was so good. Like, he would not let me carry things.
Now that's when you hear women talking about men in a good way. It's the only time, player, when you tricking, and that could end. But this is the real one. This is the real one.
Partner was so supportive the whole time. My boyfriend he was so good. Like, he would not let me carry things. He's like, you're not well. I'm like, sometimes when you're not well, to be fair, you appreciate the people. I won't lie. But the thing is, I think my dad must have told my sister about this whole ordeal. Because now my sister calls me like 3 days later. She's like, oh gosh, Trudy, I had a dream. I'm like, what dream did you have? She's like, that you were having a baby. And I'm like, huh? Okay, that's interesting. And I could hear even singing to my little nephew, oh, you're gonna have a cousin. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this girl. Oh my God, I bet you were pregnant. I think my dad must have told her. And then the whole ultrasound blood test, they must have said, she's going to. So the whole time I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, if you knew, because they checked all of that, no, that was not the case. But I'm like, okay, I'm thinking if that's the story they're going to go with, I'll let them, Anyway, I had to go for private ultrasound because...
If that's the story that they're going to go with, I will let them. This stuff could be a threat to my life, but I won't tell the people that cares about me the most. Sinister behavior with a smile.
If that's the story they're going to go with, I'll let them, It's not the case. But I'm like, okay, I'm thinking if that's the story they're going to go with, I'll let them, Anyway, I had to go for private ultrasound because it was taking a bit longer with the NHS. And I was like, I cannot wait. I need to know what's going on. So I had my ultrasound. I don't know if what am I saying? You have had ultrasounds. Oh my God. Yes, of course. But you're supposed to drink loads of water.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're not supposed. No, you're not supposed to drink water. No, you're not. Hold on, I'm confused.
This bitch, man.
Machine. Honestly, I could feel. I was like, oh. Anyway, so the guy did it, the ultrasound, and he goes, "Oh, bad news." I was like, "Okay, go on. You've got fibroids." Yeah, I was like, I tell you what, though, I smelled. Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
I'll be relieved.
I smelled, and he was like, "What is wrong with you?" I was like, "You have no idea."
She thought she had cancer or cancerous tumor. She thought it was something like that. And that lends to my other point, class. When you deal with the Pussycat Facts report, women who have a better Pussycat Facts report than the other feels a sense of pride. So she feels better than somebody who would have had a cancerous tumor. She like, I just got fibroids, you know what I mean? I could still give this nigga some pussy. Let's go.
Yeah, I was like, I was so relieved that it was fibroids and not a tumor.
Yo, story time. Story time, son. Story just hit me. Hold on. Story time, son. Yo, son. Back in the days, right? I don't know, because I had a cousin that lived in Virginia Beach. So I used to go to Virginia Beach in the summers or sometime or whatever. And I met this black bitch from Virginia Beach, right? And she was with it. She was with it, son. She was like, yo, let's hook up, whatever. I don't know what kind of car I had at the time, but I had some kind of, some kind of Benz or whatever. So I hook up with the bitch. We go to the Hilton. You know what I mean? Like, that's when they first started putting those damn smoke detectors in there, right? So you couldn't burn or nothing like that. So we was outside in the car, I was, burning it down or whatever. And, and we go up in the room and we chilling and all that shit. And the bitch was like, yeah, I got like ovarian cancer. I was like, I was young, son. I was like, what the fuck is that? She was like, yeah, my ovaries got cancer or whatever. I was like, I was young. I was like, so what that mean? You know, you could still get fucked, right? You could, you know, I was on some shit. I was like, you could still get fucked real good though, right? And she was like, yeah. And I could say I fucked a bitch with ovarian cancer, literally. Not my proudest moment, but it is what it is. Let's go.
You know, I said, you've got fibroids. And I smiled, but then I realized,
Bitch in Virginia Beach, son.
shit, I've got fibroids. Okay. Wow. It's still, this is still
It's
like
still quite
a game
serious,
changer.
yeah.
So I was like, and then he goes, and I said, and I actually asked him, I was like, what, like, how big are they? He was like, I'm not going to lie to you. They're quite big. I was like, okay. So he goes, one of them is about 6 centimeters, the other one is about 8 centimeters. I was like, okay, I've got fibroids. Okay. He's like, what's your bladder been like? Like, what's your bladder habits? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't really drink much water because the minute I do have to go to the bathroom. He's like, yeah, that's what happens when you have fibroids. And I started, now that's when I started putting pieces together. Yeah. Like my bladder is literally, you know, when we had the episode and I said my bladder is small. That is it.
The water episode.
Exactly, because I can't retain water. You know, it goes in, goes out. And actually, when we were recording,
this bitch, man,
what's wrong with your leg area?
So did they like explore different treatments
Mhm.
with you? Because we know you had a major surgery.
Yeah.
But did they explore different treatments with you before getting to
They
the
did.
surgery?
They did. My gynae was actually, he was so wonderful.
This
And
bitch.
the thing is, with fibroids, it affects mainly, like I would say a good percentage, maybe even 80% of people with fibroids are people of, you know, of Black descent.
Hello, fellas. What have I taught you? Over and over. Classes in session. You're going to learn this work. You're going to get this work. By the time I finish with you guys, you will know everything, every symptom, every percentage, every surgery name, all the antibiotics. You will know everything there is. And that's just the beginning. After that, you'll know how they put it into practice, how they deceive you.
Maybe even 80% of people with fibroids are people of, you know, of Black descent. So
So what do we say about the Pussycat Facts report? What did Bernie say? 80% of Black women read a 50% or a 50 score or higher on the Pussycat Facts report. What does that mean? That means that, yo, they should really be catering to you guys. You understand me?
it was, I don't want to sound weird, but it was important for me to have a gynae who was of my ethnicity because they would almost know it from a first-hand experience, if you know what I mean. So my gynae was Black, which was good for me, and I think it's also comforting. There's that comfort of, okay, it's nothing, there's nothing taboo about you. He was very much like, okay, yeah.
There's nothing taboo about it, guys. So why don't you know this, Black man? There's nothing taboo. Common knowledge. And for everybody to be on YouTube talk about everything besides this, which is actually something that could help our youth, is outright ridiculous.
Who was of my ethnicity because they would almost know it from a first-hand experience, if you know what I mean. So my gynae was Black, which was good for me, and I think it's also comforting. There's that comfort of, okay, it's nothing, there's nothing taboo about you. He was very much like, okay, yeah. I've dealt with a few of these cases, like very much, okay, you know what, it's not like something so unique to you.
So why do you not tell the men that you having sex with? Why you never tell them until it's too late?
That can happen, you know. So yes, he did explore a few treatment options. So there was the option of what he said to me is there is different options, but he told me that the best option for my case would be surgery. Part of it was because of his size and because it was more than one. So they were very big fibroids. So they were almost the size of my bladder. So it's two fibroids, the size of my bladder, to maybe even go through the lab.
Class. How did her fibroids get that size, class? The hint is she already told you she don't like to drink water. How did her fibroids get that size, class? The hint is she's already told you she don't like to drink water, and she made an excuse for it. See, never let these bitches just say anything to you, pimp. She made an excuse. Oh, I don't like to drink water because it always makes me use the bathroom. You're a goddamn lie. You do not take your diet serious, and being that you don't get overweight like other bitches, you believe that it's all good. That's all this is, yo. Her metabolism runs faster than a woman that gets heavy set. So she believes she could consume any fucking thing. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, King. I wish I had knew this 7 years ago, bro. Come on, man. You gonna make me cry up in here, son. That's a flattering compliment. Yeah, that's a flattering compliment, son. I appreciate that. That's serious work. That's somebody that really, really saw. They saw, you know, this Pussycat Facts report. It played out in front of that man's eyes, and he didn't know how to identify it, but he saw it. He saw it all. Like I said, I fucked a bitch with ovarian cancer. I had no idea what the Pussycat Facts report was. But I had to go through all these different pussies. Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense, son. I had to go through all these pussies to understand why bitches say things around me, why bitches move like that, why bitches run from the dick, why bitches do all this shit revolving around this pussy. I had to go through the war, son. But I also ask questions, man. That's one thing I'm good at. Bitch can't just say anything around me. Because I don't come from, you know how bitches be saying, I don't come from a bad place. I mean well. But you just cannot be hiding certain things from me.
Laparoscopic way, which is sort of extraction through the vagina or extraction through like different tiny holes, would not have served me any purpose, because that was not really an option for my kind of fibroids. And also sometimes they give the option of contraception, you know, contraceptive pills that can that can maybe reduce estrogen levels, which will technically, you know, maybe reduce or slow down the regrowth. If they're very small, you can kind of like get on, you know, with life, with them not, of course, increasing. So there was that option, but I think for me, those were not really options that were going to do me any good. Exactly.
Why were those options not going to do her any good, class? Now, this is a tough question here. Why would those other options besides surgery not do her any good? Oh boy, that nigga. Oh, yo, guys, pay attention to the comment section. That nigga is giving a true life testimony. If he had known about this stuff 7 years ago, he would have never married her. I respect that. That's a true life testimony. And man, I'm happy to be here where that man can, you know, tell that story, because if niggas only knew the shit that happens to good men out here, if they only knew. Now, the question to the class was, why did she want to get the surgery and not the other, I'll make it multiple choice for you. Right. That's my nigga. That's my nigga right there. This is the answer right here, guys. The question was, why did she want to get the surgery? And we're gonna let you hear the emotion in her voice again. Why did she want to get the surgery and not go any other way? And the answer is because she wouldn't have been able to use that pussy. That is the answer. Now listen to why she says it wasn't going to work for her. It's just a cleaner way of saying it.
That option, but I think for me, those were not really slow down the regrowth. If they're very small, you can kind of like get on, you know, with life, with them not, of course, increasing. So there was that option, but I think for me, those were not really options that were going to do me any good. Exactly.
Those options were not going to do her any good because she wouldn't be able to use her pussy effectively.
Exactly. So how did you feel when surgery was the best option for you? Like, how did you feel?
Overwhelmed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even lie about that.
That's a goddamn lie. She was not overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed when she got diagnosed and had all the lumps and the pain. By the time she got the surgery, what they call that shit? She wasn't elated. She was enthused. She was enthused. That's more like the term. She was enthused. She's lying.
But I think for me, those were not really options that were going to do me any good. Exactly.
So how did you feel when surgery was the best option for you? Like, how did you feel?
Overwhelmed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even lie about that.
Yeah.
It is an overwhelming feeling when you know you have to go through surgery, especially if you've never been through any surgery. I've never been put under for any reason. You know, when people go even to like for these minor surgeries, like, you know, the 30 minutes and they're like
colonoscopy or something, like, you know, they put you under anesthesia.
Yeah. And then, you know, you're like, yeah, you've experienced that. I have never. Okay. I don't drink for so many reasons. One of them being because I like to be in control. I need to know I'm awake. So to think that this could be a feeling of no control, and it's like something drastic happening, overwhelmed 100%. But it was, I think it was also assuring that it's something that can be done to help, you know, remove them, to help get rid of them, because we know that fibroids can affect a lot of things. So knowing that there's something that can be done so that it doesn't get there was
because we know that fibroids can affect a lot of things. What is she talking about? Using her pussy, King. That nigga, he understands everything. It's all based on one thing. She's wording it in a way that you guys seem to like it. No, this is about pussy.
Also like a relief. Yeah.
So you had your surgery like months after actually being diagnosed. That you had fibroids.
Yeah.
So during that time, did you experience like any symptoms? And did the fibroids affect like your daily life or physically?
The thing is, the fibroids were actually affecting my daily life already, but I didn't know. Okay. And you know, sometimes when, and you know, I said before, it's so important to know your body.
Yes.
It is so important. Like, I can't.
Pay attention, class. This is when I get bored because I tell this shit over and over and over. Bitches are telling you how to be a man, but when I show you bitches talking, they say pay attention to your body. Black men have to pay attention to their eggplant. It's outer. They have inner. They can fucking lie. But now she's saying pay attention to your body. So you'll tell a man how to be a man, but you ain't even paid attention to your own fucking body. And this is what we're dealing with, guys.
Daily life or physically.
The thing is, the fibroids were actually affecting my daily life already, but I didn't know. Okay. And you know, sometimes when, and you know, I said before, it's so important to know your body.
Yes.
It is so important. Like, I can't emphasize that enough, because a lot of times we put it down to age, to, I don't know, changes in the body. You know, when something happens, you're like, I think that's just my body changing. Yeah. Or like, I think I'm just gonna be older.
Honestly, I say that all the time.
Exactly. And that was exactly what happened with me. I always say, you know, especially since I turned 30, I was like, I think since turning 30, you know it's downhill. The body is not the same.
And remember, I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but I mean, I show you bitches that had their periods for like, say, 3 months to be nice, even though it's been longer. And sometimes they would clean their pussies up, right? And you niggas would eat their pussy. You niggas are horrible, man.
I think since turning 30, you know it's downhill. The body is not the same. Like, I can't, you know, I'll be honest, like in my 20s, I didn't have any health scares or any health issues as such. So now, you know, in my 30s, and it's like, okay, wait, hold on, that's definitely age. So I tell you what I mean by it, I was already having symptoms, or it was already affecting my life. So for starters, a normal period, like, what is your normal period? How many days? Okay, 5 days. Yeah. And is it like,
usually, like, I bleed a lot, like first 3 days, and then I have like a major pain like during the first three days, and then in the middle of that means there's a big clock.
I say, we're going to be very honest and very candid here. So when it comes to sanitary towels, how often do you change them?
So like during the day, I would say probably like lunchtime.
That's what I mean. Knowing your body is so important. So I think since sort of like, and I don't want to say anything to do with age, but I think in my 30s, like, you know, I'd say maybe in the last sort of like 3-4 years, what I noticed is my periods were heavier.
Okay.
My periods were heavier. My periods were very painful. Now I was having a period for at least 7 days to 10 days.
Wow.
But to me, again, was age. I'm thinking, God, like, well, God damn, like age is like.
Never used to.
See that, guys? She's thinking like, damn, my pussy just a failing on me. And these are the stories you guys will never hear. Let's move on a little bit. Let's lighten up. Let's move on a little bit. I mean, it's fascinating. I can't get enough of it. I ain't gonna lie. But let's go to this woman here. Let's go here.
And I feel like that's the part that like I just don't know if I want to do it. Like it's such a big responsibility. Like it's so major. So my question to you is, what do you feel like would like be a thing for you to be like, okay, like I actually would like to have a baby? Like what are those things you need to have? I feel like me personally, it's a little bit more I want to do in my career, but I don't necessarily feel like I couldn't do those things with a kid. Because like look at Janae, like she popped off and her baby was like 5. Have a baby, like what are those things you need to have? I feel like me personally, it's a little bit more I want to do in my career, but I don't necessarily feel like I couldn't do those things with a kid. Because like look at Janae, like she popped off and her baby was like 5, 6 at the time. So I mean, I don't know if it's that. I think it's more so about like the partner part. Like I feel like I would have to be 100% okay with doing it 100% by myself. Whether it's
Pay attention, guys. I know you guys don't understand what's going on. So she asks her.
at the time. So I mean, I don't know if it's that. I think it's more so about like the partner part. Like I feel
one more time.
What are those things you need to have? I feel like me personally, it's a little bit more I want to do in my career, but I don't.
It's a little bit more I want to do in my career. She's 29 years old already. It's a little bit more I want to do in my career before I have children, but mainly it's the partner. She wants a whole big deal to have a child, but also reserved to the right that she would like to be a single mother like everybody else and fuck up this black community.
I don't necessarily feel like I couldn't do those things with a kid. Because like look at Janae, like she popped off and her baby was like 5, 6 at the time. So I mean, I don't know if it's that. I think it's more so about like the partner part. Like I feel like I would have to be 100% okay with doing it 100% by myself, whether it's like by choice or sports or whatever. Like I just would have to be okay with doing that alone. And I feel like that's the part that like I just don't know if I want to do it. Like,
how can she even have that mindset? If I get pregnant, she got like 3 points of how she's gonna do it alone and 1 point on how she's not.
100% by myself. So like I would have to be 100% okay with doing it 100% by myself, whether it's like by choice or sports or whatever. Like I just would have to be okay with doing that alone. And I feel like that's the part that like I just don't know if I want to do it. Like I feel like all of y'all have like good like co-parenting relationships like with.
I see all of y'all have good co-parenting relationships. Yo, we fucked up out here, man.
I want to do it. Like I feel like all of y'all have like good like co-parenting relationships like with y'all partners, but like it's just like y'all still the mama though. Like y'all still the mama though. Like you know it's different when you the mama. That's true. Like automatically it's different. And then too, I think like maybe the person that I'm with. Like if I like the other day we was talking about this and you was like, I just feel like you'll meet your person, you'll fall in love and want to do that. And I think it's about it too, because in my last relationship, like I really thought that was going to be the relationship where I had a kid and did all that. And it ended up not being that way. So I think just like in the process of me like healing and going through all of that, like I'm just like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, will I ever meet somebody that I like that much? Yes. You know what I'm saying? To have a kid.
Will I ever meet somebody that I like that much to have a kid? That's what you're dealing with, players. This woman's 29. She should have been had a baby. She'd have been a good-looking mother. Back in our days, the mothers look good, son. You know what I mean? Remember, hey, yo, son, remember back in the days, right? When you go to school, right? Say you went to school or whatever. What grade? Let's say fifth grade. Right? You know, 4th or 5th grade. And you go to PTA night and you have friends and stuff like that, but you had never seen their parents or whatever. Because by this time you could go to school on your own and shit like that. So then you see the dude moms at PTA, you're like, oh shit, that nigga moms look good. You understand? Like, what happened, man?
Get in the comments, y'all. Tell me. Get in the comments. Like, please stop we on the stream. Not acting like we on the stream. But yeah, I just think that was the biggest part. Like it, I had already kind of wrapped my mind around that, and it didn't happen that way. And then, I kind of was just like going through life, and I was living without a kid. And now, I'm 29 in August. So I'm just like, man, what the hell? Like, I probably could go. I could continue to do this, but I just don't know if I'll ever. I mean, I don't know who that person will be. Like, I don't know who the person is.
So if you happen to fall in love, like, let's just say random, halfway through your 30s. Okay. And then you get pregnant at 40. Oh, would you? If
I would be pregnant, I want to be pregnant in my 30s.
Okay. So I'm just saying, like, if it happened at 40, would you still be open, or would that be another reason to be like, now I'm too old?
Well, here's the thing. I think for me, I would definitely feel too old, but you know how I be feeling. Like, I would, if I got pregnant, like, I wouldn't get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like, I would have a baby at 40, but it's like, damn, that is just so messed up. Like, you're 40, your kid is little. Like, it's like when they graduate, like, you're gonna be like 60 something. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, I just feel like all of y'all would be like,
she just see, they clipped it. She just feel like she fucked up. She's 30 already. She has a problem with trying to find a man to have a baby with. What is she gonna do, King? She's gonna go ahead, turn 36, then just let anybody nut up in her, have the baby by herself, if she gets lucky.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like I would have a baby at 40, but it's like, damn, that is just so messed up. Like, you're 40, your kid is little. Like, it's like when they graduate, like, you're gonna be like 60 something. Like, you know what I mean?
And remember, guys, what did I show you first? That nigga, what did I show you first? The Pussycat Facts report. When you watch and look at Black women speak, they speak from the standpoint of purity. I show you everything but that. And she thinks that she could go on to 40 and think her pussy is just as pure as the sun is. Fam. She don't believe that that baby could come out with complications or anything. That shows you the systemic programming. She is warped.
And I don't know, like, I just feel like all of y'all would be like lit, and I'm 40 with a baby.
Not lit.
like, cause think about 40. Like, think about our moms at 40. Like, they were still very young.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they still. And your mama really be. Your mama really outside. Yeah, like this, her mama grandma, but she the lit grandma
outside.
For sure.
So 20s, you feel like I'm living my young life. 40, you feel like it's kind of too old.
I feel like if I'm gonna do it, I need to be doing it in my 30s.
Okay.
There you go, fam. Have you ever heard that systemic programming before class? Do my thing in my 20s. I'm going to try my best to have a baby in my 30s. And once I get, to my 40s, all hands on deck. I don't care how the baby comes out. That's the programming, son. I mean, come on, guys. This is the programming. Everything else you hear is bullshit. Everything is based on the pussy. I don't think you guys can ever really, even when you watch these other contents, it's still based on the pussy, but they're trying to make it like morals, respect, boundaries, preferences, requirements. That's bullshit. These people won't even take care of themselves. Come on now. These mugs just care about maintaining the pussy. Yo, bro. I mean, now that's a man that can see the evidence plain. I'm sorry. You niggas don't want to comment like that nigga. I mean, he ain't asking you niggas to send no money or nothing, but he's letting you know this is plain evidence, gang. I'm sorry. This is just plain Jane. Now, we talk about good men, and then we're going to move on. Look at a good man.
Got my rider with me back there. My hubby. All right, fresh up out of surgery. Surgery went well. I'm in a little pain right now. Yes, my husband got this nasty Aquafina from, I think, the hospital. I'm not drinking it, but yeah, surgery went well, guys. I had the ablation. It was 9 that they did, but it's actually more fibroids than that. So gonna go in the house, I'm a little loopy right now. Get me some rest, try to heal up, and I will let you guys know my healing journey once I start healing. Nah, y'all notice the Temu couch. Look at my husband. He can't even put his legs all the way across. And he acting like he the one that been in surgery today. Babe, you been in surgery today? You have?
See that? That's a good man. See that? That's a good man. That's why the black woman has swag. Because of good men like him. She got some fibroids removed. She got more. She still get to talk and walk with swag because of that good man. He's not going anywhere. You understand? Sorry, guys.
Nurse Scoopy.
Miss Mommy.
Miss Mommy, how are you feeling today? Eating good. So, how can we help? Oh, your drain needs to be done. Sure thing, sweetheart. Sit still. What are you pressing on? What are you doing?
Give my nigga some credit, B.
Just double checking. Professionals can never be too short. Okay. Just relax. I'll take good care of you.
Give my nigga some credit, B.
Do you want me to get the whole
First
process,
step.
Mommy? First step is to what are you doing, Dad?
Well, the first step is to sanitize the area as much as possible and remove anything that can contaminate the patient and the wound. Secondly, we would relax the patient and ensure that we and then proceed to dump the drain.
What is happening?
I'll give you in a minute. You need a lot of work.
What are you talking about?
Now, they're making light of this, but the woman has fibroids, and it just goes to show. What's really amazing is they will go under the knife but not change anything to fix their insides themselves. Yes, that's what we have learned. It's all about the quick fix. They'll do BBL. They'll do anything for a quick fix. They don't care what happens. Sometimes they do them surgeries and they get infections and stuff.
Today was a big day. I had surgery to remove my fibroids. I had to wake up at 4:30. Per pre-op instructions, I couldn't eat anything after pretty much midnight since I was going under anesthesia. I also could not add any lotion or moisturizer after getting out of the shower, but I did add a little light serum to my face and also decided to put some chapstick on just to stay hydrated. Admission process was pretty quick and easy. I got there by 6 o'clock and then I pretty much was headed to the operating room by 7:30. Today was a big day.
Yeah, so you know, you get the picture. You get the picture. Now let's move on.
And
How you doing?
what's your name and age?
Anthony.
Okay. What's your age?
38.
You good? What you do?
Truck driver.
I can't really hear you.
Professional truck driver.
Okay. What are you looking for today in a girl?
Someone that's decent, loyal, respectful. You know what I'm saying? Put a belief in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's fun, because I know I am. And we here.
What makes a girl fun?
I mean, like, we get along, communication, understanding. You know what I'm saying? Things in that future.
Okay. All right. So what's your deal breakers?
I say bad hygiene, funky breath. I got a foot fetish because I don't like no ugly ass feet. A woman, you know what I'm saying, that don't know how to stand her place, you know what I'm saying, and want to be too masculine, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, such as that.
Okay. What do you like to do for fun?
Me, I like to go out. I be having my kids. I drive. I be outside. I just do it.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I'm cool.
All right, so you're making me laugh. Looks like everybody decided to pop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to them and see why they decided it won't be a match today.
All right.
All right, so come on.
At Planet Fitness, there's a number of ways to get strong, and they all add up to one membership.
Hey, name and age.
Tanisha, 32.
Okay, Tanisha, why did you pop?
I normally date people just a little bit more chocolate.
Hold on.
Thank you. So, second question. Well, we right here, so we're gonna just. Oh, wife, kids, if that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. Is she a type? Why? Why not?
She would be, but the age gap. Too young. Too young.
He said you get that a lot, y'all. All right. Well, thank you. Name and age.
Mia, 22.
Okay, Mia, why did you pop?
I just don't want kids at the moment. So, yeah.
I saw you on another episode.
All right. So is Mia your type? Why? Why not?
She would be very attractive, but again, age.
Age.
I'm trying to be plus or minus 5 my age. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much. All right. So we still have a couple of pop balloons. What we're going to do is have you ask the ladies a couple of questions, get a feel for them, see who will be the best match. What question would you like to kick off with?
What is something you would like to accomplish by the end of the year?
Okay. All right. So let's start down again.
Well, I'm trying, guys. Let's try this dude.
So how you welcome in? Okay. What's your name and age?
My name Marshall. My age is 32.
What do you do, Marshall?
Well, I do nonprofit organization. I help I help with the I'm sorry, but look, I help with the VA hospital. I do home health care. I cut hair. You know what I'm saying? For all the bed bound patients who can't get out the bed, so I travel to them, cut their hair. I do all things like that. Got bounce houses. I do a lot of things, and also I'm aspiring artist. So at the end of the day,
what are you looking for today in a lady?
well, I'm just really looking for somebody to have fun. I'm tired of like arguing. I just want to just smile and travel and kick it vibe, you know, that type of thing.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
I don't really like liars. I'm really like upfront, so I kind of expect that back. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really trying to control nobody. I just want everybody to just be honest about what's going on in life. We grown, so.
Okay. What do you like to do for fun?
Well, I really like to travel. I like to see the world and like experience new things, eat, laugh, have fun. You know, spend the money that I work hard for. The days I don't want to get up and go to work, that's the money I want to spend. Like, that's what I do it for.
All right. What are your last two places you
The
traveled
last two places I went to.
My goodness, B.
Name and age.
I'm Aisha. I'm 41.
Okay.
Why did you pop?
I ain't trying to be disrespectful. It was the wife beater and your underwear showing. I just like a guy that's a little more put together.
I understand.
So,
the fit for the day. It's like
it's yeah, it's too like I'm in the streets and that ain't what I'm looking for.
I get you.
41 years old. See, this is what happened, King. 41 years old. It's in the streets. I'm not, man, what are you looking for? How about that? What are you looking for? And guess what? How's that going?
But I like that you're doing, you know, work for the VA. I understand. I'm in the same healthcare field, so I got it.
All right.
You know what? She actually need that nigga with her bald-headed ass. They look good together.
Is she a type? Why? Why not?
Typically not. It's the age, and other than that, you know what I'm saying, you present yourself very appropriately. But other than that, it's just the age. I just more so like to be outside and just move around.
See,
Woo. Too old, baby.
outside.
All right. Thank you very much. Name and age.
Shakia, 31. I feel like it was when you said, I'm tired of arguing.
Right.
Like that's always a red flag. Also, there's like a healthy side of relationship where you argue a little bit when you get so close to somebody. So I feel like I was just like, oh no, I'm tired of arguing.
Yeah, you toxic. That's why you want to argue. I ain't with that.
Yeah. So.
All right. She a type.
Homie, the woman said, I want to argue with you. Hold on.
I feel like it was when you said, I'm tired of arguing.
Right.
Like that's always a red flag. Also, there's like a healthy side of relationship where you argue a little bit when you get
There is a healthy side of the relationship where you do argue a little bit. Unbelievable.
so close to somebody. So I feel like I was just like, oh no, I'm tired of arguing.
Yeah, you toxic. That's why you want to argue. I ain't with that.
Yeah. So.
All right. She a type. Why? Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, she typically my type. You know, she's very beautiful. I like them a little short. You know what I'm saying? But I get it though. I just ain't with the toxic. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really with that no more. I'm past it.
All right. Well, thank you. So we got some pop balloons behind us, but we have one in front of us now. So let's just see what's going on. We're going to keep it going. Name and age.
Tanisha, 32.
Okay.
So basically, they're popping everyone's balloon, dog.
Tanisha, why did you pop?
I'm an inside girly. I like to go outside. Last time I was outside was like 3 weeks ago. So I be inside. You said you like to be outside?
Yeah.
Nah.
You know, homebodies get cheated on. Nah, just
That's why you always arguing.
Nah. It ain't that. Everybody got their own thing, and it's just, you know, what floats your boat. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So she a type. Why? Why not?
Yeah, she pretty. I like her smile. You know what I'm saying? Then she got that confidence in her. So I do see that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. All right. So come on, let's keep it going. All right. Name and age.
I'm Melissa. I'm 23.
Yeah.
It was a couple of different reasons why I popped. I know I'm not toxic. I hate arguing, so I'm with you on that. But every relationship gonna have problems.
Yeah.
So if you're able to articulate that, then we gonna be okay. That's cool. And then just like I said, I hate the pants being. I don't want to see your underwear.
I get
I
you.
don't want to see none of that. I don't know. Like, no, that ain't nothing. That's something that's fixable. But
Yeah.
as far as just being able to articulate and communicate, because every relationship got problems, that's just something if you don't even want to do that, because if we get into an argument, you don't want to hear you don't want to argue, you're gonna walk away, you're not gonna listen, you're not gonna worry about it because you don't want to hear it.
There you go, players. You're not gonna argue, you're not gonna listen, and you ain't gonna want to hear it. She couldn't have said it any clearer. That's what she wants to bring you. I mean, our sisters are really programmed the wrong way, man. I'm sorry, man. This is crazy work. This is crazy, man. They just played the same fucking commercial twice.
Welcome in. What's your name and age?
Deshaun, 30.
All right, Deshaun, what you do?
I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot of different things.
Like?
Sell cars, tattoo, it's just a lot.
Okay, that's cool. What are you looking for today in a woman?
A guy for a woman.
Okay. What are your deal breakers then?
Bad hygiene.
All the men say bad hygiene.
Yeah, bad hygiene, bad breath, feet.
Good.
Hey, that's another good point, that nigga. Men are close. They know the hygiene and other things like that. But whole nother story where we are with this. But there, these brothers are trying. Let's go.
Long list.
Okay. All right. What do you like to do for fun?
I'm athletic. I like to rock climb, basketball, just anything athletic for real, for real.
Okay. All right. So we do have a couple of pop balloons. We're gonna get to the ladies and see why this acts a pop. Okay. All right, come on. Name and age?
Tanisha, 32.
Okay. Why did you pop?
I like them a little thicker, just a little thicker.
Thicker.
Yeah.
Tanisha, your type? Why? Why not?
I mean, she beautiful, but nah. She just ain't my type. Like physical attraction.
Okay. Well, thank you. Come on. All right. Name and age?
Mia, 22.
All right. Mia, why did you pop?
I like his outfit. Like, I fuck with the drip, but it's just the pants for me. Just other than that, you good.
Okay. All right. Is Mia your type? Why? Why not?
Yeah, she beautiful. Yeah, she beautiful.
Okay. Thank you, Mia. All right. Name and age?
I'm Martin. I'm 26. I like my man healthy. I mean, not healthy, but stocky. You're a little too skinny for me. That's all. But you handsome.
Thank you.
She your type? Why? Why not?
No, just the physical attraction. You got cute feet though.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we do have some balloons that are not pop. What we're gonna do is have you ask the ladies a couple of questions, get a feel, see who's the best match. What question you want to start with?
What do y'all do for mental awareness?
Okay. All right, come on. Name and age?
I'm Aisha. I'm 41. My mental, I just keep an eye on it. I definitely, check in with my therapist.
Right. This is a slick question right here. Because these bitches they so dumb. She's actually trying to answer it. She's been supposed to be like, I'm good. She's telling you how she check in with her therapist. What does that bring us to, guys? That brings us to the Pussycat Facts Report. And what does that mean? On the Pussycat Facts Report, it says, have you been, prescribed, antidepressants and things of that nature? And this man, he asked a good question. It was in line with the Pussycat Facts Report.
Name and age?
I'm Aisha. I'm 41. My mental, I just keep an eye on it. I definitely, check in with my therapist. And then just do things for me. So if that means going to buy an outfit or going on a trip or,
What? To help your mental, you go buy an outfit or go on a trip. So you just waste money because your mental is fucked up. Yo, these people are sick, King.
Check in with my therapist. And then just do things for me. So if that means going to buy an outfit or going on a trip or,
Now, I'm gonna have to take this video to the other channel. Because you gotta realize, son, my thing is always, getting the bread or whatever. And they waste a lot of bread, being I say you could put that towards somebody. You should put that bread towards a dude, and he'll honor you. Like you just doing anything now.
Something for me to get my mental together. That's what I do.
Okay.
Name and age.
Shakia, 31.
Yes. Answer his question.
For me, it's just exercise and reading, talking out loud to myself, like working through why I may feel like a negative feeling. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Name and age.
I'm Melissa. I'm 23. I do a couple of different things. I do go to the gym. I work out literally 6 days a week.
What? How's that possible? How do you work out 6 days a week? That shit must have just started this week. That's crazy. That's crazy. Remember, these are the beings whose ancestors ate the forbidden fruit. Yeah, it's rough.
Also, I love being with nature. Like I like going outside with my dogs. We do a lot of long walks. And I also do like a lot of reading. I love like a lot of books like Sacred Woman, The Guide to Healing Your Feminine Mind, Body, and Spirit. Tap into that. Y'all not hip.
Unbelievable. And that's what I say a lot of the times. Even with my gladiators. Ma'am, you ain't trying to impress me ever. They're never trying to impress you. Now, I don't tell men to require that shit, but it's not like I can't see it, And like I said, a lot of times when they're trying to impress you is when they're trying to buy you something. Not giving you no box or nothing like that. That's,
Like chakra books, things of that nature. And then I do go to church. So that helps too.
Okay. All right, let's get you to ask another question.
What are y'all looking for in a man?
This is a bad question.
I'm gonna start with you.
I'm ready for that. So my main things, I have 4 key values. So you got to be ambitious. I can't be with somebody who is very content with life. Like I do a lot of different things. So you got to be able to grow, change, adapt, and want to do more for yourself. So that being coachable, teachable, somebody I can learn from, or you can learn from me, vice versa. Being communicative.
God damn, this bitch can talk. Now I don't mind a talkative bitch as long as I can undress you while you're doing it.
Coachable, teachable.
Now listen. Matter of fact, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this, guys. As long as I can undress you while you just talking, I'm fine. Let's do it like this.
4 key values. So you got to be ambitious. I can't be with somebody who is very content with life. Like I do a lot of different things. So you got to be able to grow, change, adapt, and want to do more for yourself. So that being coachable, teachable, somebody I can learn from, or you can learn from me, vice versa. Being communicative. I'm very aware of being able to articulate. I would just hope you are being the same. And then the last thing is just like respect. Because if you respect me, I don't got to worry about infidelity. I don't got to worry about you going on the street. Because if you respect me and I respect you, that ain't gonna come up. So yeah.
All right. Same question.
I'm looking for someone who's supportive.
That was a lot. That was a lot, King. Let's go.
So yeah.
All right. Same question.
I'm looking for someone who's supportive and willing to grow in life, who's not afraid to question themselves and to, fix those flaws within ourselves. Really just someone who's overall just open to life. And I'm pretty open, so that's about it.
All right, thank you. Same question.
That was pretty rough. Nobody really sounding sexy so far. Let's go.
A man that's very respectful, accomplished. I can't be on the struggle bus with nobody. So, someone else. So basically, because I'm 40, so I can't be with anybody that want to play games. I want a man that is confident with him, and then also okay with my confidence as well. So,
okay. All right. So come on up here.
Dang. She is way too old to be talking that tired ass story. That's tired. That is tired.
I want to play games.
Ma'am, you don't have that anymore. You too old.
I'm 40, so I can't be with anybody that want to play games. I want a man that is confident with him and then also okay with my confidence as well.
That is tired.
So.
Okay. All right. So come on up here. We'll have you pop a balloon. You can take your time. Okay, so before we get to why you was going to pop, why did you have your balloon unpop?
I feel like it was inevitable. It's not a connection, but at the same time, it was an accident, but it was gonna happen anyway.
You was coming to pop her balloon.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
I ain't got no problem with makeup, but like I think it's too much.
That's right, player. I ain't got no problem with makeup, but can I see who the fuck you look like? Unbelievable. That man has standards.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
I ain't got no problem with makeup, but like I think it's too much. Said too much.
Sunscreen. Why do people keep saying I have a lot of makeup? I put on tinted sunscreen and blush. That's what it is. But maybe it's the wrong color, I guess. I don't know. Why do you keep saying a lot of makeup?
Okay. All right.
Thank
Thank you.
wrong with a little bit. I ain't got no problem with it. Just
Oh, okay. All right. So before we get to why you decided to pop, why did you have your balloon unpop?
I just want to hear him out, be honest. I mean, seems like a cool gentleman. The goals weren't it for me, but it's okay to have dialogue and communicate and see what you're looking for.
So why did you pop?
So I don't wear makeup a lot, but when I do wear makeup, I wear a lot of makeup. So I like to go out and be fancy. So it's
Ma'am, makeup does not have to make you fancy. You look fancy right now. You put on a different outfit, you'll look good, honey. You don't need a bunch of makeup.
that and the goals.
All right. So is she a type? Why? Why not?
yeah, I like women that's a little mature than me. You're definitely pretty.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, girl. Come on. Come on. All right. So we have one balloon that's not pop. What we're going to do is just open up some communication, see if it's a match today. Okay. You have another question?
No.
You have a question?
Okay. So I know you said, you work on cars, well, you sell cars and you like rock climbing. Anything that do you like other things? Like, do you like animals by chance?
Yeah, I love animals.
You do? Oh wow, I wasn't expecting you to say that. Okay.
Any other questions?
Do you have any other goals you want to accomplish in life?
Ma'am. Homie. That's a stupid question. He likes your dogs. You should be happy.
Yeah, I got a few of them. I got a long list. I like to do some of everything. But I definitely want some land in the future. I think time's gonna get harder. Yeah.
That's it, player. That's it.
I want my own tattoo shop too.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna just bring you on off the line, and you come to my right. You come. To my left.
How much, King? How much?
While she was getting some questions going, did you think of another question? Or you have any other questions? If not, it's perfectly fine.
Do you have kids?
No. I do have pets though. I have 3 dogs and a cat. Those are my kids.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Getting some questions going, did you think of another question? Or you have any other questions? If not, it's perfectly fine.
Do you have kids?
No. I do have pets though. I have 3 dogs and a cat. Those are my kids. They're my kids.
That is a lot. That's a lot, Ken. 3 dogs and a cat at 20-something years old.
Do have pets though. I have 3 dogs and a cat. Those are my kids. They're my kids for sure, but not a real kids.
Any other questions? I have one.
Kids.
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Okay.
That's why I ate it.
That's why you asked.
That's why no.
Oh, your face is fresh. It ain't had nothing to do with. Come over here, son. It had nothing to do.
Dang. Horrible.
What's your name and age?
My name is Lance. I'm 29.
All right, Lance, what you do?
I'm a construction owner. I own a construction company and I'm a realtor.
Okay, what are you looking for today in a lady?
I'm looking for a possible wife, somebody I can buy with, kick it with, somebody with ambition.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
I would say one with no ambition, with no plan. I would say somebody who lead with money. I do think it's important for sure. I definitely believe in taking care of your woman, but if that's all you're thinking about, I ain't your guy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. What do you like to do for fun?
I kind of been trying to find new hobbies. I'm trying to travel around into that.
Okay. All right. So it look like we have one pop balloon. We're going to get to her and see why she popped. Okay?
I know why she popped. I know why she
Well,
popped.
I don't know. Let's see. That's your David age.
Don't forget.
32.
All right. Tell us why you popped.
Met him outside of her and, connection.
Yeah, I understand. I know why you popped.
All right. So inside is Tanisha your type? Why not?
Yeah. She's definitely my type. I wouldn't see a reason why I wouldn't take her out on a date or whatever and talk to her.
Okay. All right, Tanisha. All right, come on. All right, so we do have some balloons on pop. We're gonna kick off with a couple of questions to the ladies. Get a feel for them. See who's the best match. What question you want to start with?
I want to start out with, what do y'all do for work?
Okay. All right, so we're right here. We'll just start up here. Okay. All right. Name and age. I'm sorry.
I'm Arten. I'm 26. I do photography and professional security as of right now.
Professional security, player. You go up in one of them office buildings. She got the security joint on with the big, colorful weave.
Nice. Name and age.
Mia, 22.
Yes. Question.
I own my own spa,
Okay.
and then I have like a bunch of like side gigs on the side.
Okay.
And name and age.
I'm Melissa. I'm 23. I'm a leasing consultant. I'm also in school for real estate, and then I also sell jewelry at Pandora on the side, as well as on my own LLC, making organic cosmetics for men and women's. So, and day trading and stocks.
She a hustler. I like that.
It's a whole bunch of
hustler.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up.
That's awesome. Thank you. Name and age.
Shakia, 31. I'm in my last year of anesthesia school or CRNA school. I feel like I say it a lot that people have never heard of it, but basically just put people to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, gonna kick off with the same question.
I see myself owning my own home, like finding my lifelong partner, maybe having kids, but I don't know. We just have to see about that. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Same question.
So where I see myself, well, I get my license in September, y'all, to be a realtor. Yay. So officially, I do want to fully transfer over from being like a leasing consultant, leasing manager, fully over to full-time realtor if I can. That's what I want to do. Possibly if it's in my favorite, buy my own properties. I'm also doing stuff for multifamily housing. So maybe not just do houses, but maybe on like an apartment complex, maybe some family flats, things of that nature. So I'm trying to be the big boss. So
Try to tell you guys. If you a dude getting money, what good is this person to you besides getting it in? Ain't nobody trying to stop her from doing her career. Go do it. You want to get it in from time to time, let's do it. But that leads you down a whole pattern.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Same question.
I see myself buying property and just really just gaining a bunch of assets. And that's the plan.
There you go. There you go. No babies, no man.
So
I'm kind of already established, so I just want to live my life. So I just want to travel. I just want to see the world and be happy and peace.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right, so come on. Cool. We're gonna have you pop a balloon based off of what you have collected so far. You may take your time though. Take your time.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I still love you.
Okay. Come on down here.
Okay.
So before we get to why you pop, why did you have your balloon unpop?
Just want to hear what he had to say. That's all. He was a baby. It wasn't gonna be a match anyway.
Oh,
But you were fine.
come
I
on,
did come out
man.
like,
Too. Yeah.
but yeah, you're too young for me.
Okay.
All right. Well, why did you have your balloon? I'm sorry. Why did you decide to pop?
I decided to pop just because of the age. I think she a nice woman, but I don't think that starting a family would be like a thing for her.
No, sir.
I'm
I'm done.
I'm 29, so you're 41. I mean, we probably can have fun, but I don't really see you probably having no more kids. You ain't probably no more kids.
Exactly. We're here.
Yeah.
So what would you want out of a dude? You ain't nothing but a fun time. That's what we say to these old boxers. You ain't nothing but a fun time unless you paying somebody.
Hey, come on back. Let's get you to ask one more question, and then we're gonna let the ladies start asking you questions. What question would you like to ask?
What's a bad thing that your ex would say about you?
Uh-oh.
She gasped. I'm sorry.
I like to argue a little bit. I really don't like to argue. I just like to get my point across. But he would say that I like to argue, which I don't think it's arguing.
Now, brothers, hopefully you can learn something from me today. When it comes to the arguing, I always say to guys, why are you arguing with this woman? Well, I'm trying to make sense of the scenario. Why? This conversation could end a lot quicker if you look stupid. Well, I don't want to look stupid, Prince. Why not? Make fun of it. Because the reason why I look stupid in the face is I'm holding myself from laughing.
You don't think it's arguing?
I think it's communicating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like raise your voice, or you just kind of like?
If someone raised their voice at me, I'm gonna obviously match energies because we're not doing that.
But I'm just saying, like, if I don't raise my voice at you, are you ever gonna raise your voice at me? Are you gonna curse me out?
Not intentionally.
Not
No.
intentionally. Okay.
No, but like sometimes you can be mad and then you forget things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Oh Jesus, y'all. Don't beat me up for what I'm finna say. But I get this from all my exes actually. So my main thing is I'm a talker. Like when I'm comfortable with somebody, I will talk you down. Like we gonna be talking about the moon, the universe, everything. I'm just a rambler. So that could be like one thing people have said is a problem. Also, people do say tend to say I am a bit like loud, not loud in the sense of you just don't know what time of the place, but loud is like when I'm at home, I'm in my comfort zone, baby. I got that music on 10, I'm in there cooking, doing makeup, playing with the dolls, doing whatever, but I'm just in my zone. So sometimes I could be a little, not me per se, but things around me act loud. It's a little loud. So yeah, I be lit in my house by myself. So I don't know.
Definitely I would say like a commonality is probably my timing. I can be really late. Someone
What do
always
you mean by timing? Timing on what?
like late everywhere. I'll be late to my
That's something we
funeral.
probably got in common.
But you know, I try. But definitely I'm late. And it's like not I'm trying to disrespect people's time. But yeah, everybody know that about me. I'm late.
Okay. Are you working on that or?
I'm always working on that, but it's definitely there.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
What your ex gonna say about you?
Oh wait, dang! I wasn't ready for that one. Dang, the rapper got the gun now. Huh? Okay. I would say my ex would say that I'm a little too busy sometimes. Like I work a lot, and maybe I don't help with the chores around the house. You know, because we had a house together. You know, about a year ago at this point. But I think that's what she would say. Like maybe not doing enough chores or washing dishes or something like that. She would definitely say something like that. Yeah. And then,
Wow. So the man got a whole construction business. He had a wife. I'm sure he was taking care of her, and she still was arguing about him doing chores around the house. He has a whole construction business. There you have it.
they're not taking conversation serious, like just playing too much. That's probably one of my problems too. Sometimes I just crack jokes in the wrong time. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's get you to pop one balloon. She just said pop. Yeah. Okay. Before we get to why you decided to pop, why did you have your balloon unpop?
I like his like jobs and stuff and just how
Yo, she said I like his job. Fuck him.
Why you decided to pop? Why did you have your balloon unpop?
I like his like jobs and stuff and just how he makes income.
Balloon unpop.
I like his like jobs and stuff and just how he makes income and his style and stuff. Oh.
I like his jobs and how he makes income and his style. Unbelievable. Woo.
His like jobs and stuff and just how he makes income and his style and stuff. Oh.
Okay. Why did you pop?
So I popped because not only just because you said you like to argue. I have seen you in the club in the past, and I don't know if you like chocolate or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're fully into chocolate, man. That's a concern of mine too. But you
Well,
seem like a nice woman though.
Well, I don't like have a type, like specific like type. My ex.
Hold on. He has seen this woman in the club, right? And she was with like white dudes.
You
Well-
seem like a nice woman though. I don't know if you're fully into chocolate, man. That's a concern of mine too. But
Well-
seem like a nice woman though.
Well, I don't like have a type, like specific like type. My ex is like I have 2 exes, but one of them is black, very chocolate, very dark,
And what about the other one?
white.
Okay. Okay.
You said one dark, one not.
Yeah, one is like
One's
dark,
dark.
one is white.
You saw with the dark one.
Nothing wrong with dating a white man, but I just saw her, she seemed like she was into men other than my type, my kind, But there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Not saying that, yeah, but
I'm gonna confirm that it's not true.
okay. Okay.
All right. I like how you did that. I feel like an episode of Law and Order. So, all right. Thank you. Come on. So we do have 2 balloons that are not pop. We're gonna have the ladies start asking you some questions
All right.
and get a feel for each other, see if it's a match. Okay. What question would you like to ask?
What do you value in relationships? Not just like in relationship, like partner, but like friends, family, partners, all of us.
I value that a woman have a good family dynamic because I feel like where you came from is a big part of you. That doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna make or break you, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's pretty important with with the family relationship. Intimacy is important to me. I think that was a problem in my last relationship. So I think that should be like a priority for you. Not saying that you should put all your other life things aside, but I do think that it should be a priority for you to want to satisfy your man and vice versa. You should take care of each other. So that's important to me.
All right. Same. What question would you like to kick off with?
What do you think was the problem in your previous? Well, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, what do you think was the problem in your previous relationships?
I think that on my end, I probably didn't spend enough time with her. I probably didn't, nurture her and, talk to her enough. But sometimes I feel like, if you being that perfect guy for somebody, they still gonna find something and not really appreciate it, especially if they ain't been in a relationship in the past.
What's the
So,
perfect guy though?
doing everything that she asks you to do, that's what I at least try to do. But I just feel like once you do everything that they ask, they still find something, And I understand that sometimes that can be how women are. I know that's how my mama is. So, but I think that, being everything you can for a woman sometimes can't be enough. So,
Do you like see women as separate person, like as a separate person, or do you see people as people? Do you think women have like
I
specific?
don't see women as a separate person, but I do think that women are different. You kind of got to baby women, that's how they want, they want their man to kind of baby.
Oh, boss up. Oh.
Women are different. You kind of got to baby women, that's how they want, they want their man to kind of baby them and take care of them.
Talk, King, talk.
Do you think women have like
I
specific?
don't see women as a separate person, but I do think that women are different. You kind of got to baby women, that's how they want, they want their man to kind of baby them and take care of them, as opposed to a man. Maybe we might want the same, but I think that a woman should definitely be taken care of. You should definitely put a lot of thought into what you do for your woman and how you talk to your woman for sure. You should talk to her rough like you would talk to a man, so you wouldn't be the same. So yeah.
Okay. And you have sisters?
I do. I got 2 sisters.
Are you close to them?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have children?
No kids.
Okay. All right.
You got
Hold on.
kids?
I don't.
Well, there you have it, man.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna have you pop one balloon.
This is a hard one. Y'all did good, but I think I'm gonna go with my baby in orange. I'm gonna go with my baby in orange.
Okay. So before we get to why you decided to
Okay.
pop, why did you have your balloon unpop?
I wasn't trying to like judge every single thing he said. Some things were tough to digest, but I was like, okay, you try your best to
You
answer.
asked some hard questions. I had to, we got to talk longer to get a real good answer out of what
Right.
you asked me. Those are like complex questions for sure. It's a lot of things that you should do for your woman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard questions, but
Mhm.
I was just open to like seeing more about him.
All right. Why did you pop?
I'll answer that. I'll answer that for him. Don't worry about it, guys. I'll answer that. Why did you pop? Ma'am, the woman in the orange is better than this woman in every way. I love the woman in the orange. She is everything that I desire. I wouldn't be caught dead without leaving with the woman in the orange, for she is the queen that I come here to be with. She is like a ray of sunshine. The way this light glimmers off of her radiant skin, it really does a job on me. I would love to have this woman in my arms and hold her to show her how much I really enjoy to be around her and the delight that it brings me.
I popped because I don't feel like she really dissected my answers really well. I think that, it's going to take a lot of explaining when she asks me questions, and it's going to be like long, hard conversations between us if we ever do get in a relationship. But that's just an assumption, though. I'm just guessing. And then I just felt like the other contestant was a little bit more lined.
You need to ask her. Well, you don't really got to say the surgeries. You got to say, has she been on BC? How long has she been on BC? And has she taken the antidepressants? That's the light way.
As far as values and what we like, as far as hobbies. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
You're still cute, though. You're fine. I like your print. I like
Whoa!
your
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's fair enough. I mean, you could ask more questions, but
I got
No, I'm interested in the girl with the orange.
you. Maybe we can ask more questions after the show.
all right.
Oh!
Okay. Come on. All right. So we're gonna just stay right here. Get some more communication flowing between you two. See if it's a match. Okay.
Okay.
What question would you like to ask again?
Do you like animals?
I ain't trying to have dogs running all the way up through my house, because I really don't like cleaning up feces. I ain't gonna lie. So, I mean, I'm cool with going to the zoo and looking at the animals from afar, or going to somebody else's house. You know what I'm saying? I can pet the dog, but I'm trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to have that dog in my house. I ain't gonna fake it. I got white carpet in my new house. I can't deal with it right now. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
What if they house trained and I ain't got no carpet?
If you got a house, they can stay in your house. They can't stay in my house.
You said we're gonna have 2 separate houses.
I mean, until we get married, yeah, because I already
Like
want
in the
this.
backyard or something.
Yeah, I can't put them in the backyard because I don't
They
know.
got because my dogs got their own room.
You talking about
right
my backyard? If we put them in my backyard, they might get. You got small dog. You got
now.
small
Oh hell no! I got
big
big
dog.
dogs.
Okay, well yeah, I ain't got no fence though, so I don't.
They good off
It's
leash.
all wooded areas in my backyard.
They good off leash.
Okay.
Why they come back?
What kind of dogs you got?
I have an XL pit bull, a pocket bully, and a golden retriever mix,
Okay,
and a cat.
okay. So you like animals?
I love animals. I grew up with animals, so turtles, everything, bearded dragons, iguanas. I didn't have dogs, so
You got iguanas?
my mom did.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Akitas. I like big dogs, so but
Okay.
my dogs got their own area. I got my own area.
okay, okay. Mhm.
Got any questions?
Brothers, this woman's life is invested in fucking animals, man. This woman's life is invested in 4 animals. Now we know off the rip, if you got a cat, you must clean every day to make sure your house don't smell. Whew, this woman is crazy. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have it. I'm just saying she's putting a lot of work in based on those animals. That's crazy. Bitch in the house talking to animals all day.
It's okay if you don't.
How would you rate your mental health from 1 to 10?
As of
Right,
right now,
As of right now.
right.
I would say I would give my mental health like about a 7. Just
Right. Because you are batshit crazy. You sit around talking to animals all day.
because I am working on it. Sometimes, like you said, I'm very busy. I work 7 days a week, so I make time for everything that I want to do.
Mhm.
So right now, I'm like switching roles. I'm trying to work on giving myself enough time to do that. But when I do have the time, like after work, or it's maybe a day I just randomly I just don't have nothing to do, I tend to like to go hiking, go on walks with my dogs. I go to the gym 7 days a week, so that's not a problem. That's really where I get my mental like rate from. Like,
Man, when was your last relationship? You are sick.
okay, thank you for calling. I'm at sister. You know what I'm saying? That I do like to read books. Like right now, I'm reading The Sacred Woman, The Guide to Healing Your Feminine Mind, Body, and Spirit, chakra books, and I do go to church. So I
Okay.
think those play a part in helping me. I'm not where I would like to be, but I'm getting there.
So what do you feel like your biggest challenge with mental health is? Like, why did you give yourself a 7 instead of 10?
I didn't give myself a 10. Like I said, just me knowing how to make time for me has
Mhm.
always been a challenge. I'm a natural humanitarian, so like my line of work, like I'm always helping somebody, whether it's helping somebody.
Here we go. There you go, fam. I'm a humanitarian, but I ain't got no man. So I'm helpful to everybody except a man.
Find a home. Like right now, we were in a tornado. I was at work today, last couple days to 9, 10 o'clock, walking upstairs, make sure everybody else is okay.
So she can make sure she has a man and make sure you okay. She's choosing to do it for strangers so she can look good to somebody. It's ridiculous.
Like I had to leave early, so I'm like, I can't. Mentally, this is not good for me. So things like that, just knowing how to make time and say, okay, enough is enough. You need to take care of you, because if my cup is empty, I can give somebody else something. If it's
Mhm.
full and it's overflowing, then I can do what I can do for myself and somebody else. But if it's not, I can't do nothing for you right now.
Okay.
You know, just need time to recharge, get myself together.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you out the line. Have you come to my right? I'm gonna have you come to my left. Any more questions?
No more questions.
Okay,
No more
any
questions.
more questions for you?
I got one more question. Can you do a 360? Can I see what you're working with? Can I see? Is that asking too much?
I ripped my pen earlier.
Okay. All right.
Some slight.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I like it.
Can you do a 360 for
I
me?
got you. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So is it a match for you?
I would say yeah.
Is it a match for you?
I'm sorry, baby. It's animals, you know. It's animals. I
Yeah,
can't.
come on.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I still love you. I still love you.
It's always the animals, y'all.
There we go. One thing, excuse me. Y'all know what I like. I like when men break the barrier, get a nice little hug in. Nothing wrong with that. And look at what she's about to say. It's always the animals, y'all. She works 7 days a week and work out 6 days a week. Yeah. Because of you, Prince, I watched Pop the Balloon with a whole different understanding. Yeah, you know, it's tough to watch now. But this woman in particular, she's saying it's always the animals. Yo, she said it's always the animals. Hello, wouldn't that teach you a lesson? Unbelievable.
It's animals. I can't do it. I can't do it. I still love you. I still love you.
It's it's always the animals, y'all. Y'all want kids?
It's the animals, you know. It's the animals. But you're a nice woman, though. You're a nice woman, though. I like you. You're cool.
You gotta do a 360 and everything. You knew you was gonna pop her balloon. All right.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for coming out.
Wow. Ma'am, you wasted your life with animals. That love's supposed to be for a man. Think about it. If you got rid of your animals and you put everything you do for an animal into a man, I don't think a man would ever leave you. But they don't see it that way. I was sitting with this chick over the weekend, and she was sitting there rubbing her cat instead of rubbing on me. You know, I ain't say nothing. You know what I mean? Just carry on, you know. It's wild.
Participating, and we wish you success. Thank you. Give him a hand clap.
Yeah, one job.
What's your name and age?
My name is Dante Speed, and I'm 34.
All right, Dante, what do you do?
Well, I own a barber salon, and I'm also a real estate agent.
Okay. What are you looking for today in a lady?
That's a great question. I'm looking for a companion. I'm looking for someone that will listen to me, to understand me, and not just to respond to me.
Oh, boy.
I'm looking for someone who is
Boy, this guy sounds a little too strong. Pay attention. They don't like confidence.
willing to submit to me as I submit to them. I'm also looking for someone who will understand the call of God that rests on my life as I understand theirs.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
You know what? I don't like women who smoke cigarettes. That God ain't pleased with that. It's the smell on the breath. I can't deal with that because I like to kiss them. You understand? I don't like bad hygiene, of course. I don't like a woman who is stuck on other people's opinions. I like a woman who knows how to think for themselves and make decisions for themselves. And I think the last thing is I don't like a woman who is insecure. I like my woman to be confident in who she is. And I think that's pretty much it for right now.
Okay. What do you like to do for fun?
I'm an outdoor guy. So guys, I like to be outside. Anything that got to do with going outside, I like to do it, whether it be walking, running. I love Florida. So I will go to Florida 4 or 5 times a year just to sit by the beach and just think. I like to do things that that will make me better too. Like whether it's reading a book or working out or just, I would just say anything that's just refreshing, if you will. Even if that's just going to I got to think about crumble cookies, going to get a cookie. I enjoy that.
Let's hope that this works out for this guy. I think he's a decent man. No, he does not talk like me, but he's my brother. Let's go.
Just pretty much it.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we do not have any pop balloons. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick off with you asking a couple of questions to the ladies and see who's the best match for you today. What question would you like to ask?
Okay, ladies. Are you really here to find love?
Uh-oh.
Or are you here to redefine love based off your previous relationship?
Hold on. I like that. Hold on. My homie said my lady about to get off work and going to cook this nice ribeye for a player. Look, man. That's all I'm telling brothers to do. Get some effort. It ain't always got to be money. Get some effort, brother.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start at the end and work our way back up. Okay. And name and age.
Tanisha, 32.
How you doing?
Wow, how are you?
Okay. Good question.
I would say a little bit of both.
Okay.
Just because you learn from your previous relationships anyway. And then, I mean, who doesn't want love? Like, I'm unmarried. I don't have no kids. Like, ideally, that's the goal. I didn't do it on accident. I did this on purpose. I'm looking to build with somebody, but
32 years old, don't have any kids. Whether she have the kids on accident or on purpose, she's trying to have some kids. And this the cycle that we was talking about earlier.
like I said, from my previous relationship, you know, you learn the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Name and age.
Aisha, I am 41. I would say I'm kind of in between because I'm trying to find someone that is, I'm not the one that goes all in like in the first month or so. Like love takes time. So friendship, see what chemistry we have. So not trying to like find, oh, I love you in 2 days. That's not me. So
okay. All right. Name and age.
Shakia, 31. Hey, nice to meet you.
It's so funny though. It's so funny though. One thing we always say is break the barrier. And you see how surprised these women are to give a damn handshake. Surprising. Like they don't want any interaction with you guys. They have realized that you guys have built that invisible wall from them because you don't want to seem like a creep. You don't want nobody to say that you're harassing them. And that's on them, man. That's on them.
I'm definitely not here to redefine previous relationships. I do think previous relationships help you grow as a person, but I think that has nothing to do with moving forward. I think it's important to kind of clear your mind, reset, and then date again. So, yeah, to answer your question.
All right. And name and age.
I'm Melissa. I'm 23.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Honestly, I've been single 4 years. I'm fresh. I need a man. I'm trying to be married by a certain age. I need a ring. I need the house. I want everything.
Right.
You know, the job. You know, everything.
Yeah.
So I want something that's long term. So.
All right. And name and age.
Mia, 22.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you? Good.
Okay.
I'm looking for something like serious, but also I want to have fun. Like I don't want to just jump off right off the bat and just want to ease into it.
Okay. That's good.
All right. So before we get back up here and get to more questions, we have a couple of pop balloons. So we're gonna get to the ladies and see why they decide to pop. Okay.
Okay.
Name and age.
Arten, I'm 26. How you doing?
Doing well.
You're just a little too short for me. I like my men a little taller than me, a few inches taller.
Okay.
But you handsome.
Hey, thank you so much. I
Well
love
put
your
together.
daughters. Appreciate
Thank you.
Okay. Is she a type? Why? Why not?
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's
Thank you.
beautiful. I can't say nothing wrong about you. You know, I love Black Queen. So hey, you beautiful.
Thank you.
Sure. Hey, short kings matter, baby. Okay.
I know it's
Hey,
just like my men a little taller.
ain't nothing wrong with it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. So let's get down here and see why they decide to pop. What happened?
I was trying to be different and go outside my type, but I do like taller men. I was trying to be different though. I tried. Okay, 10 minutes.
There you have it. Successful, God-fearing, clean, presenting, well-spoken, articulate, caring man. She still has a preference of what she thinks would work or not work. And that's just the cycle, King. And I'm not knocking it.
I really want because you're very handsome, but I was trying, but I'm traumatized. So
what the short king do to you?
What did he do?
Lord, help him today, God.
Yeah, that short angry man syndrome. And my dad's also a short king, and I lived with it all my life, and I be trying.
They got short. Maybe he just wasn't confident in who he was.
Oh shit! How did we get here? The man just said her dad wasn't confident. She watched her mama run all over her short daddy. Now the question is her daddy a good man? So a short king is a good man. I want my tall kings to get that box. Get it.
Yeah, my dad act like that too, though.
Yeah, if he ain't confident who he is, then he had a short man syndrome. But when a man know who he is, it don't matter what his height is. You understand what I'm saying? But I understand.
That's a goddamn lie. At least me, I wish I was a little bit taller. So he's lying.
No, thank you.
Is she a type? Why? Why not?
She's beautiful. You know, I love this dread thing. It's that natural look is beautiful, and I love your person. She look amazing.
Thank you. Okay. What happened?
You came in the aesthetics. That's where I'm at. I like a guy that's clean cut. I can tell you are more, but you everything's nice.
Appreciate it.
One is your age, and I just feel like you a fashion, like a how can I say, like just real sweet talking. It's a little too much for me.
Okay.
And
I tell you, just the way that he talks is too much. He's the kind of guy who girls scammed by these Dropbox. Oh, come on. Fibroid bros. Come on. The man is perfect for what a woman's looking for besides the height. And they're still finding his swag and his confidence too much.
And I just feel like you a fashion, like a how can I say, like just real sweet talking. It's a little too much for me.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like you
Sweet talking is too much. That's why we call them gladiators. Sweet talking is too much.
Sweet talking. It's a little too much for me.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like are you like go to church every Sunday?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I can tell.
Yeah.
Good man. Go to church every Sunday. Not good enough.
That's real big.
I ain't got no problems with it. I'm spiritually believing in God. Raised in the church, but just had problems in the church. So I won't be going back to church, but I pray. I know he's kings there.
That's right.
But
Here we go.
Remember, your personal relationship with God is what matters the most. You know what I mean? Only God can judge you at the end of the day. So it's all good. Thank you.
Thank you. Is she your type? Why? Why not?
She's beautiful. You know what? You are a little older, but let me tell you something. You know, I like a little older because you know what to do. Praise God. Amen. And I love your hair. So you look great.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, and by
Hold on. Talk, boss talk, King. Hold on. This dude ain't playing.
older because you know what to do. Praise God. Amen. And I love your hair. So you look great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, you know, you said I'm a little nice. Yeah, you know, I'm being nice right now, but I know how to turn it on and turn it off. You feel me? You gotta know when and when not. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. But hey, thank you so much.
No problem.
Iman, come on up here. Well, what question would you like to ask again?
You know what? It's so funny because you brought it up. How would you guys describe your spiritual walk?
Good question. I'm gonna start right here.
Okay.
Name and age.
Nia, 22. I would describe my spiritual walk like it's endless. It's never, it's not, there's no beginning, there's no end, it's endless. It's never.
There you go. There you go. She's just making up stories now. Yeah, but listen, ain't nobody ever asked nobody what is your spiritual walk. It's impossible to know that answer. But here she goes. She's gonna try.
Okay.
Name and age.
Nia, 22. I would describe my spiritual walk like it's endless. It's never, it's not, there's no beginning, there's no end, it's endless. It's never at a set point. You're just going forward, you know?
Okay.
Unbelievable. Just disrespect the Bible any chance they get. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Describe my spiritual walk like it's endless. It's never, it's not, there's no beginning, there's no end, it's endless. It's never at a set point. You're just going forward, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Melissa, 23. I would say it's just something that's evolving with me. I've had different issues with the church. Right now, I am in church.
See, now she's foul. She's foul. Because she's supposed to say, before I answer any questions, I want to let you know, I'm 23 years old. I live in a house with three dogs. One is a pit bull and a bull terrier and a golden retriever. And I have a cat. She's supposed to lead with that.
But I would never call myself a God-fearing woman. I'm getting there, but as of right now, it's just me going through it, learning as I go, and our relationship is our relationship. Can't nobody else define it. So,
right.
you know.
Like that.
I would say my spiritual walk, it's really just kind of a part of me. I don't consider it so much a walk. It's just kind of a part of who I am, and growing is God is always a part of that. So I guess not really a spiritual walk. It's just like a piece of my personality, just like all the several pieces.
Okay. All
right. So we're gonna have you pop a balloon based off of what you've collected so far. You could take your time.
This is the part I don't like.
But that gotta happen.
Awesome, beautiful women. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. So before we get to why'd you pop, why'd you have your balloon unpop?
I like the way he dressed, just like how he carries himself. I think it's nice.
So why did you decide to pop?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just feel like that you might be just a little too young for me. That's it. I feel like it's gonna be fun, but I'm not sure if you're giving me the vibe that says you. I know you said you're ready, but I don't know. Something telling me like you might want a little bit more time. That's just kind of how I feel. But other than that, like, you're beautiful. Like,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For sure. And thank you too.
So we have 2 balloons left. We're gonna have you ask one more question, and then we'll have the ladies begin to ask you a question. What question would you like to ask?
Okay, ladies, you ready for this? How would you describe, in your words, what intimacy looks like?
Oh boy. Yo, they don't like this nigga, but they're trying. They don't like a man with swag. Or false swag or whatever.
Well, okay.
Hold on. Let's do this the right way. Let's do this the right way. Let's go. Let's do this the right way. Let's do this the right way.
Read my lips. You ain't no player.
Okay, I'm gonna just put it right there, put it on the forefront. Intimacy is not always sexual. I think it's also how you not only just take care of yourself, but take care of your partner in a sense. Like, and it don't gotta be nothing like gifts or nothing, but just checking in on me, or if I had a bad day, talking to me, things that something that makes you guys have that deeper bond that nobody else will have with you. You know what I'm saying? So, no.
That was pretty weird, but let's go.
Right.
For me, I would say intimacy is being able to connect like one-on-one, no matter what's going on. Like you can be intimate in the room if the room's filled versus if you guys are just alone. I think it's just the ability to connect like no matter what.
Okay.
Dang. Sheesh. Those are some fucked up questions of intimacy. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. What does intimacy look like for you?
You know what? Of course, it's, for a long time, I'm not gonna be honest with you, I'm a guy. For a long time, us guys, we only think about intimacy in a sexual way. But here in the last 5 years, I've learned that it's more than that. It's those late night talks, 2, 3 a.m. when you want to go get you a 10-piece at McDonald's and a Poway and some cookies, and y'all just talking about life. Or just being able to hold a conversation where you're sharing your deepest, darkest secrets. Those ones that you don't want to tell nobody else about, but only you and your girl know. That's intimate. Or praying, because I am a God-fearing man. That prayer time where we're actually discussing and we're getting on one accord with what we're believing God for. That's intimacy for me. And then after that comes the rest of the stuff. But when that's good, hallelujah, the rest of it just follows. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Listen. So we're gonna have you pop one more balloon. One more.
Ask another question, Bert. I gotta pop that balloon.
Yeah, pop that balloon.
Yeah. Pop yours. You shouldn't have did that, but I'm gonna pop yours.
Hold on. Oh man. Never let somebody talk you out of the box, son. I'm not gonna make it that easy for you, sis. You're not gonna talk me out of the box. But I understand where she's coming from. You took too long. At that point, you have the opportunity to apologize. Drop the one knee, King. I apologize, boo. Yeah, I took too long. She looked good, but I like you more. Because she's really thirsty.
Balloon.
Yeah. Pop yours. You shouldn't have did that, but I'm gonna pop yours. You shouldn't have did that.
All right. So
No.
before we get to what had just happened.
Sometimes it's like that, though. I understand. She don't want you taking all long. But being that she did that and she gave you the excuse, you apologize and you accept her. Say, stop acting like that. You knew I was going to take your balloon. I was trying to show her some respect. That's all you got to do.
Why did you have your balloon unpop?
I feel like he took too long. I want someone to decide on me.
That's right. At that point, he could have apologized. It would have been beautiful. He went this stupid way. She basically gave you herself. The excuse was you took too long. I want you, but you're taking so long. What's the deal? I'm like, boo, I was going to take your balloon. I was just showing her a little respect. Like, come on, man. I don't want to be mean to the sister. I'm with you. Let's not play like this. I'm popping your balloon. Let's go.
Why did you have your balloon unpop?
I feel like he took too long. I want someone to decide on me. Unpopped. Why would I have it unpopped?
Yeah, why did you have your balloon unpop all this time?
I feel like I liked his view on intimacy.
Right. He played it wrong. See, what she did, she cut that girl's throat. She was going for the cutthroat. Watch this. This is cutthroat. If you a player. This dude ain't no player, B. Oh, come on, man.
Read my lips. You ain't no player.
I gotta pop that balloon.
Yeah, pop that balloon.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess you guys don't play poker or whatever. That is a tell. Boo, I know what you want. Are you kidding me?
That balloon.
Yeah. Pop yours.
That is an invite. That is not an exit. Oh, man. You get to really make out. Yes, Bernie. Our women are bullshit, but you do got to know how to play this right here. You go and say, boo, put that balloon back in your. You knew I was gonna pick you. You want me to just disrespect people? I'm with you. Look at you. I'll be a fool not to leave here with you. Let's go. Are you kidding me? Ah.
Yeah. Pop yours.
Come on. You look at us, boo. We look good together. This is not a game. I'm not here to play. But I won't disrespect this woman. Let's have a look. Okay, I got you. I'm yours.
You know you shouldn't have did. Yeah. Pop yours. You know you shouldn't have did that, but I'm gonna pop yours. You shouldn't have did that.
Ah.
All right. So before we get to what had just happened, why did you have your balloon unpop?
I felt like he took too long. I want someone to decide on me. Unpopped. Why would I have it unpopped?
Yeah, why did you have your balloon unpopped all the time?
I feel like I liked his view on intimacy. I like your aesthetic. I like how you present yourself. I like the way you speak. But
this fool, he's a fool. He's a fool. Come on, man. She was telling you.
But I feel like the indecisiveness, I feel like I want someone to just kind of know.
Bro, she gave me another chance to apologize. Hey, Bernie, how would I apologize? I'm dropping to one knee. Ma'am, you talking to a man that will kiss your crusty feet. There's no other woman on here that I would ever leave with. Yes, she still has a balloon, but I'm leaving here with you. Capiche?
I like the way you speak, but I feel like the indecisiveness, I feel like I want someone to just kind of know.
Is she a type? Why not? You may respond to it.
Yeah, you are my type. You have to remember, with us being in front of all these women, we got a lot of emotions, a lot of things going on in our mind, and then we have to make a quick decision. But what I don't want to do is make a permanent decision on a temporary situation based off feelings and emotions. I want to think everything through. So sometimes it's best to take a couple seconds to really analyze the situation and then make a decision. But I mean, you popped, and that's fine. But yeah, you are my type. I love your piercings. I got a thing with dimples, y'all. I got dimples, right?
Man. That's why I said he should have just apologized and took over from the beginning. Now he's doing all of this extra talking. Hopefully he don't mess up with the other girl.
Right. So I love it. So yeah, you look great. Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
it's all good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we are here. We're going to kick off some communication between the two of you and see if it's a match for you. Okay. What question would you like to ask?
What are your 4 values in people? People, family, relationships, friends.
Brother, she got 3 dogs and a cat and she won't tell the man.
It's all the above.
4 values. Great question. I would say this. First value would be consistency.
So, okay, I see what she's doing. She's trying to make an excuse to pop her balloon. I get it.
I appreciate someone being consistent, always being the same. I don't like switch ups. It bothers me, pisses me off real talk. Next thing is
she's setting him up. She's supposed to say she has 3 dogs and a cat, so he could make his determination. She is a bad woman.
I don't know how to say this. Man, maybe you do. I want them to be aware. So like I don't want to have to tell you to do something for me if you see the need. I want you to just know. It's like one of those things just like what we just had going in St. Louis. You ain't got to I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna check on you because we just heard about a disaster. I shouldn't have to call you and tell you. The next thing would be trust. I want to be able to trust you with my feelings, my emotions, and whatever it is I tell you. And the last thing would be is probably loyalty. You may make some mistakes, I get that. But just you being able to come back and be able to I want to say it like that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, just you be able to come back and just rock with me. I think that's the best thing. That's another piece of that, but you say it forward, so we're gonna stay right there.
Unbelievable.
I think the other thing would be just accountability.
Unbelievable.
Like you understanding that, we all make mistakes. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, right? Like, I dropped the ball here, dog. Like, shit, God ain't pleased, and I know you ain't either. Like, forgive me. You know what I'm saying? And I want somebody to be able to do that. I value that a lot because I know how to be like, hey, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Do you have a question for her?
I do. What are you doing right now to invest in yourself or to make yourself better?
I love this question. Thank you for asking me these investing questions. So right now I am currently a leasing consultant and I'm also in school for real estate. So And I also day trade and have LLC, making organic cosmetics. I kind of do a lot of different things. So I find any and every way to invest in myself. I'm trying to be retired by 30 and have financial freedom by 30. So yeah, everything under the sun I can do to make sure those career goals are elevated in any way possible.
Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you out the line. You know how it goes. And put you to my right. And I'm gonna bring you on up to my left.
Here we go.
Okay. I have one question before I ask my question. Do you have any other questions you want to ask?
Here we go.
Well, I got to tell you something. I am a single father. All right.
See? And she was able to get by without telling him she got 3 dogs and a cat. She's a foul person, son.
Wait, what did you say? Yes, I'll repeat it.
Okay.
You can at least let me finish.
Go ahead and finish.
Well, I am a single father. I take care of my 13-year-old son. His mom passed away. And I do have another son. And so I was just wondering how you feel about that. I don't have 2 baby mamas because one of them is deceased, but I do have one and we have a great relationship. So I was just trying to see how she felt about that. I take care of mine. It doesn't affect anything, right? But just wanted to see. Yeah.
That was going to be a deal breaker for her. All right. Well, we definitely thank you for coming out, participating in the experience, and we wish you so much success on your journey.
Yo, all y'all niggas coming in now, man. I done been going for a moment, man. Come on, man. Fuck, everybody coming in now, man. I may have to keep pushing. Don't make no sense, man, with you niggas, man.
Any place of intellectualism, leadership, authority, anything. So since none of that other stuff worked, not listening to you on the phone for hours, that didn't work. Me education, that didn't work. Me jumping down your throat, that didn't work. Because the only thing you understand is comedy. And when I had to laugh at your desperation, now you think I went too low. Oh, Princella, this last, you're very educated, but the last show, this was just, you just falling off. This is just too low. Me, it was fine when we was talking about the men, right? You know, when we was talking about Caesar and laughing at Caesar in his top hat and talking about how desperate the man was. Oh, that was funny. That was gut wrenching. That was gut wrenching, right? That was gut busting. But now we got to laugh at you and your desperation to show that you can't change and that you actually a crumb bum, begging for change and begging for attention. Now it's too much. So the first thing I want to do is apologize to you as women for believing that you could be better. Because the only reason that I went as hard as I went on you is because I expected far more out of you than I expected out of men. Because I had already made it up in my mind that men were not capable. So I had no expectations on them. But I did have expectations for you. And now I have no expectations for you either. In my mind, you are even more incapable than a man. You're even more incapable than he is. And it is wrong to expect people who are incapable to do anything. You don't expect a person with a learning disability to perform at the level of an average student. The fact that we still stuck on basic common sense principles after 3 years of education has proven to me that my expectations of you was far too high. And for that, I apologize for expecting you to do anything outside of your capable range. Okay? I ultimately realize that you are made, you were born to be a servant. And you can't go against your programming because it's in your DNA. It's in your cells. Asking you to come to the conclusion that 2 + 2 is 4 is asking you way too much.
All right, man. I'm not gonna bore you with that bullshit. My fault. I gotta regroup though, man. I've been going for a moment, man. I've been cooking up. I gotta regroup, man. I need to get, something to eat or something, have some lunch or something, man. All right. I gotta regroup, man. But I think I may come back. This nigga crazy. This nigga. Yeah, this nigga is crazy. About Troy and them. Nigga said about Troy and them. That shit crazy, man. Oh boy. All right, man. Hopefully I'll come back, man.